change your lanes, thoughts rain. Mind unbuckled, never shackled with the mundane. Paper on the way, never led by the vein. Jared stays real, never plays the fame game. He's past the 10 mark, he's broke the mold. Unseen truths, ancient secrets unfold. Peering through the dark, he stands firm and controlled. A storyteller bridging time, both new and old. Unmasking lies, clearing skies for new eyes. Guts and grit, no disguise, breaking ties. Leaves conventional wisdom to be revised. Seek and conquer, always real and wise. He regrets being fooled, but not afraid to own his past. He left fire behind, yeah, he logged out fast. If you want to stay behind and believe in the lies, just keep thinking. You can't get the shape from looking in the skies.
Welcome, everybody. It is time for another random show. A show I don't want to do, but we're going to have to do it anyway. And sorry about all the struggles at the beginning there. I think things are working. You should be able to hear my voice. Fix this real quick. That should be better. How's that sound? Can I get a 5 by somebody? Somebody 5 by me. And I talked to a couple people right before this and was waiting to see if Dave was going to message me, but he did not. So trying to do the right thing here, but what are you going to do? Let's bring up the thumbnail. So this is what is happening. We've got the app, and the app is not safe. And this has been going on for 5 freaking months. Okay, so I went back in my phone. October 15th was the day I first messaged him. And it was about a week in a row that I kept messaging him multiple messages, asking if he needed my help. You know, what can I do? And he just kept saying, "Oh, well, the devs are looking at it. Oh, I got the A team looking at it. Oh, they just had only the top 100. Oh, it's been fixed. Oh," and then it's never been fixed. It's never been secure. So we're going to talk about that and show you a couple things. Let me see where we are at, and we should be good to go. Chat is up. What's up, everybody in the chat? How are you? Hope you're well. Hope all is well. TNN Obsessed Patriot. Dave saw the possibility for a 100K to 200K audience. We're passionate about beliefs and merchandise. Could be. We got Human Being in the house. Human Being. We've got the TP Fact. Why don't you tell us about? It's all you want. We're just throwing. Okay, yeah, I'm throwing Dave under the bus. Yeah, that's true. Remember that we've been friends for 10 years. Okay, 10 years, and the guy has not yet called me after I got home from the trip. Do you understand that? Has not called me since I got home from the trip. So that's a real good friend. But instead, he tells people that I've been paid off, that I'm getting a house. Give me a break. So anyway, let's maybe we don't want to look at the chat. Maybe that's probably a better bet. That's probably a better bet. All right, so here's the thing. Let's look at first a file I got today sent to me. And I'm going to try not to show this too closely. This is why it's a very touchy subject. You kind of want to... Okay, I'm going to stay about this far away from here. You should be able to... Is that going to be okay? Yeah, it'll be all right for now, I guess. So if you look at this Google Earth photo here, you see all these... See all these little specks here? These are people's home locations. Let me get a little bit closer. Maybe you can see somebody's name pop up that we can see. Yeah, so I mean, right here I see Robot Polisher. Okay, so Robot Polisher, you want to find out where he lives? I know. I know where all these people live. This is their home locations. Some of them, it's their work location. I've ran across a couple people. They're like, what? That's where I was working today. That's where I was working yesterday. So the data is still out there, and that's ridiculous. Okay, it's been too long. And for an app that has done this much business, it needs to be taken care of immediately. So me asking him to shut it down is not helping. Toon asking him to shut it down, and the entire globe community trying to do it is not helping. So you guys need to be the ones to help. If you're a flat earther, if you know somebody who's a flat earther, you need to email Dave at info@theflatearthpodcast.com and say, Dave, we're not going to do it anymore. You cannot have this open for 5. Now, let me tell you what I heard today. Won't say who I heard it from, but I just heard this, that he claims that he's already spent $20,000 on securing the app. $20,000 on securing the app. Dave Weiss, if you've spent $20,000 securing the app, you got robbed. I don't even know, what are they claiming they're doing for $20,000? That's a what, $200 100 hours? Yeah, right. Your developers are in India. They're not $200 an hour, and they haven't put in 100 hours. So you guys know about hashed passwords, right? When you have your password on some site, what's supposed to happen is it's hashed so that even the site can't tell you what your password is, right? So if you wanted to know the password to your login on my site or something, I can't go there and find your password because it's hashed. So you can request it and it will send you a new one, or you can change your password. But all of our passwords on this app are unhashed. They are plain text passwords. Now, Dave knows this. I've emailed Dave his password or sent a text message. Is this your password, Dave? He's like, shit, I guess they do have some access. Yeah, they do. This is after he's told people that there's only 100 people that have been breached. It is the entire list. Okay? So I don't want to leave this up on this screen for very much longer, but this is, and if you go to England over here or the UK, you're going to notice that they've got some people too. Let's see, so here's all these little marks. So the only thing that I got was a file of the 100 leaderboard people. So, but supposedly this person says they have the other file as well. They have not released it. They have not sold it. They have not done any of that stuff yet. But anytime one of these non-white hat hackers gets a hold of it, they're going to do that. So let me show you what the site has over here at, let's see what it's called. Didn't I save it over here? Let me get this app up. Oh, I was in my, let me see, which one is this one? All right. So there's a site called Have I Been Owned? Or, you know, that weird word that people use. What is it? They call it PWNED, whatever that is. I don't know. I think it's because, you know, just like HODL, it's when somebody types something too fast and it's like, you got owned, but they ended up putting a P. So it's, have you been, I think it's pronounced owned. Okay. Let's not talk about that. I'm not up to date. I'm not hip. All right. I'm not fresh. If we go to who's been hacked, and then we're going to go down to the F's. Okay. We're going to go to the F's. As in fuck Flat Earth Dave. Let's go to F's. E, F. Oops, that's L. I, H. Oh, come on. G, F, L, A, S. T. Where are you at? F, L. Oops. Can't do good work here. F, L, A, S. There we go. So you can see here that it is now on this site, Have I Been Owned? You can see here the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app in October 2024, which is what I told you. It's the first time I messaged him was the 16th or 15th. The Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app created by Flat Earth Dave was founded to be leaking extensive personal information to its users. The data included 33,000 unique email addresses along with usernames, latitudes, and longitudes, their position on the globe, and passwords stored in plain text. A small number of profiles also contain names, dates of birth, and genders. So October 15th was the breach. Date added was today, or yesterday, was the 2nd. Yep. Compromised accounts, 33,294. Compromised data, dates of birth, email addresses, genders, geographic locations, names, passwords, usernames. So, I mean, the big one there is the geographic locations because it is your actual home. Now, many people thought when they had the app, if you put in, you could choose, do I want it to give my exact location or a nearby location or like a general location? But regardless of any of that, the app knows your location. So when the hackers are getting in, they are actually able to find your location, and they're not part of the what do you want to call it? The user interface that then changes your normal location or your real location to some fake one, because they're just able to get to the main data, which is actually your actual location. So I did run this by a few people, and they did say, yes, that is my home location. Another person said, I was just working there this morning. That's what I do for a living. And that's the place that you're showing me is the place I was at this morning. So it is not closed, and it needs to be taken care of immediately. Now, $20,000, if that's true, I can't imagine that being true because the passwords are still not hashed. How could you spend $20,000 on security updates and the passwords aren't hashed? That doesn't make any sense. It's not even, then you're paying your current. Here's what I think happened. Let me tell you what I think happened. So I think that Dave, or I know that Dave, used a Indian app developer to make the original app. Now, if you remember, the original app was just the clock app. And it had some other buttons, and it had maybe it had the videos in the lower left. I can't remember. Okay, so that was the original thing. It was a clock. You could do weather. You could do alert me at this date and this time. It was like a stopwatch, time clock, whatever. And then there was maybe the featured video. And so with an app like that, you don't actually need really security, right? What's somebody going to do if they get into the back room of that app? Nothing. They could do. It's just an app. It's just got nothing. So I think that the developer was fine at making the app that he made. Great. So as time went on and as Dave started to make a little money with it, he then said he wanted to put money back into the app and make it better and better. Great. So far, so good. So he started doing that. Then got to the point where he wanted to do this friend finder and user profiles and all that. Well, in my opinion, he used the same app developer who has no idea what he's doing regarding security. So, or it's not safe. You know, it's not, he's not used to having all these people's actual information. And so he didn't know how to do it. He didn't, and I don't think he told Dave that. So anyway, as time went on, people started pointing this out. I don't think Dave ever did anything, or he probably talked to his developer. Maybe the app is built in such a way that you can't just have some random people jump in and fix it. It's this guy's baby. Maybe he made it from scratch. I don't know. But regardless, ever since we've told Dave something's wrong, he always seems to just say, oh, we're fixing it. But I don't know who we is. And it's never fixed. So one of the things I heard that he's doing is basically what happens is you can make an API call and get all this information. So basically you go to a URL on the computer, type in whatever it is, the Flat Earth Podcast. I don't know what website it's under, but then you type, /get API /get user data /whatever list. And then it will return the list. So API people, maybe not you and I, but people who know API know the requests that they can make to get the machine to return data. In a normal secure app, you couldn't get anything important. And if you did get people's passwords, you would get hashed passwords would be useless. In this case, it is returning real data, unhashed passwords, geographic locations. And so that tells you that whoever made the app didn't do it securely, doesn't know security. So I think what I heard is sometimes Dave will go in after somebody's told him, hey, it's still leaking. He'll go in and he'll just change the URL. So for instance, maybe it's get profile, get API /get profile /users. So what he'll go in and change the URL to, instead of profile, it's poor file. So then it'll just change to that. So then he thinks, and he'll do an update on the app, it'll come back out, and he thinks now we're safe because I changed the URL so they don't know how to get in. That's wrong. These are people that are, hackers. That's what they do. So they're like, well, we'll just decompile the app and find out the new URL, which you can do that. You or I probably wouldn't know how, but these guys know how to do that. So they decompile it, they then find the right, and then they go right back to it. Now they just type in get API, get poor file. So it's not actually secure. It's just you're using rudimentary methods, whereas there is ways to build an app from the ground up that is secure that API won't get through. They don't have any authentication to get through, right? So there's some data that should come back when an API asks, and there's some data that should not because it's protected. But this app has no security. There is no security like that. It's just basically his URLs that people can figure out by just going to the new update. I don't know if people know that. You can decompile an app in like some sort of a emulator or something. And it's not even very difficult. It just is proof that he's not securing the app, and there's a lot of people's information on there. So I did reach out to Dave many times, and he doesn't seem to do anything about it. I wanted to show you this. Let me find this for you. Where was that at? Who did I send that to? I can't remember. Yeah, let me find this one. So he's done a few things, and this is where I knew we had a problem. Let me go here and go here, maybe. This one? I don't know who this is. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. Let me try. Maybe it's not that one. Try this one.
For Josh, because having them.
Yes, the whole thing.
There we go. Right. Listen to this.
Yeah, you're right. They're right. There was there was one version of the app that didn't have it hashed like that, but it is fine on the Google Play and the Apple app. It was just the direct download that they were able to hash. So.
So what happened is as of October 17th, people were asking about it, saying, hey, what's going on? Is it true that the app has vulnerabilities? And just hear him again. What he's saying is he's trying to say that, oh, no. Then he says it's not the Google or the Apple store that has a problem. It's just the website. So don't worry about it. But, again, that's what he's saying. The website is when you get the APIs. You send the APIs through a URL on the website, and you get all the data from any app. It doesn't matter what app you have. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're Google or whether you're the Apple Store. It doesn't matter. So this is a blatant lie to get people to stop thinking about it. Let's try again.
Because having them
Yes, the whole thing. Yeah, you're right. They're right. There was one version of the app that didn't have it hashed like that, but it was.
The passwords are still not hashed. This was October 17th. October, November, November, December, January, February. We're at 4.5 months since this date. The passwords are still not hashed.
It is fine on the Google Play and the Apple app. It was just.
That's not true. It was never fine on the Google Play and the Apple app because you can use the API to return user data. So if you it doesn't matter what app you have. It doesn't matter if you're on Google. It doesn't matter if you're on Apple. Because your data is on the server, somebody can use the API call through the URL and get your information. So this is just him trying to cover it up. And I don't know how many times it needs to be told. And I know I've talked to other people who have said they've spoke to him. Austin Whitsitt claims that he had his crypto stolen because of it. I know a couple other people in my VIP that have claimed to lose money out of their bank accounts because of it. And again, they admit they don't even want me to bring them up because they're like, no, it's my bad because I use the same password that I use other places. It's like, yeah, but still, if this would have been taken care of, it probably wouldn't have happened. Okay. So if you still have the app, I don't know why you have not deleted it, but I will tell you to do something that you should do first. This is what I would do if I was deleting the app. Very first thing I would do is I would get in my car and I'd drive somewhere other than my house. Get away from your house, get 2 blocks down, 3 blocks down, 5 blocks down, 10 blocks down. Okay, park your car, turn on the app, and turn it on exact location. Okay, you're going to turn on exact location. So it's now going to register your new location as wherever you're at. Say you want it on your exact location, then change all your profile data. New name, put a new gender, put a new description, get rid of all the pictures on there. Okay, and then at that point, I would delete the app. Okay, now that's not going to help you for one reason, that your data is already out there, right? So if somebody's already grabbed the data that's available, then changing it today is not going to help. But if Dave, for whatever reason, doesn't shut it down for the next month or two, then at least if anybody gets data from here forward, they're getting fake data for you. They're going to get a fake name. They're going to get a fake location. They're going to get a fake profile. So that's my, that's my prediction. What's that? Lori Horn says, you're something else, Sharon. You cannot tell me you did not get paid. I've not received a penny. Okay. Hell is real. Hell is eternal. Yeah. For all you guys with your false accusations, that's directly where I hope you go. I actually hope that God is real and hope the Bible is real so that you all burn in hell. For all your accusations, because it says in the Bible, don't judge. Every one of you is judging me. Don't pay attention to frivolous things. If you get told twice or 3 times that it's frivolous, then drop it. None of you have done that. You continue to say the most ridiculous bullshit ever. You're all a joke. You've made it very easy to leave the community. There's not one of you that makes, oh, but I'm leaving this person. Oh, nope. Nobody. 0. You guys are all deranged. Okay. And what's even worse is the joke's on you. I'm broke as fuck. I'm going to have to get a job. Okay. I can't just sell antiques anymore. Can't just fix pinball machines. It's not going to cut it. And that's the truth. Just because you guys don't understand the truth, if it was right in front of your face, doesn't make a difference. And that is the case. I mean, so you can't even tell the truth. And here's the problem. You know why you guys can't tell the truth? Is because you let liars lie to you simply because they believe the same thing as you. It's disgusting. I posted on Facebook today, maybe it was yesterday, a video that shows how everybody in the South, if looking at the sun on a flat earth, is looking in every different direction. It makes no sense. You do a time lapse and everybody's arrows are going all over the place because nobody knows where the fuck they're looking. Then it circles around and shows it as a globe, and all of the places are looking directly in the same direction, and they're looking at the sun. Okay, just to show people that, hey, we can't figure out what the sun's doing on a flat earth, but when we make it a globe, we magically see exactly where the sun is. Do you know what Stephen Alfonso, Dirtball of the Week, a couple weeks ago, said? He came in and said, oh, we've already done this with the Trackers app, or whatever that's called, the Sun Trackers app, and it actually proves flat earth. So this guy saying that we predicted the 24-hour sun is not, and you know what? People that I used to respect are coming to me saying, Jaron, Stephen already debunked what you said. He already debunked that video you put up. Like, what? How? Go look. That's what he did. He said that the flat earth, it proves the flat earth. And you know what? This is your guys' problem, that you believe that. that you would rather believe that lying sack of shit selling TFE merchandise than you'd rather listen to me, who you've listened to and believed for 10 years. Didn't lie to you for 10 years, but now you think I'm getting paid? Fuck you and fuck Dave Weiss. Right? Friends for 10 years just to throw under the bus and tell me I'm compromised? Oh, Jaren's giving, been infected by nanobots. Fuck Dave Weiss. You understand? Whoever that girl was in here, fuck you too. Okay. Anybody else have any comments they want to make? Jesus. It's so funny getting paid. Who's going to pay me? Who do you think? Do you guys think that the government goes out and gives money to people like, hey, Jaren, you know how you've been talking flat earth for 10 years? And so you must really think that, must hate the globe and must hate the globalists. Here's the thing. You're right. You're right. We are lying about it. So what we've decided to do is offer you $10 million. And all you have to do is never tell any of your old friends. Don't tell any of those people that were you were friends with for 10 years. Don't tell any of your audience. Just go live in the hills and live in peace. And we know for a fact that you'll never tell anybody because you wouldn't be able to, meet them at a coffee shop and tell them at a coffee shop. You wouldn't be able to do that. There's no way you could get away with telling people that we just paid you $10 million because now you know the truth. So that's the best way to keep secrets. Like the people who say, oh, all those 70 employees down there at Union Glacier, they were in on it. Oh yeah, that's what the government does. They pay 70 employees to go down there and lie to everybody. And they have I don't know how the lights go out there. They just shut the lights out. And sometimes they bring the laser beam sun off the walls. But they just tell those 70 people, hey, here's $3 million each. And you'll never speak about this because we'll be watching you, even though you're in Antarctica and we'll be, about 4,000 miles that way. It doesn't matter. We are sure for a fact that you won't ever tell your family. You won't tell your friends because we'll be watching you. And then the government, they have such good capabilities of watching people. They watch all the people that they paid all that money to, from every false flag, from every fake shooting. They just hope that people don't mention it. Don't talk to your friends. Don't tell your family. Please don't out our secrets. Guys, if you don't understand, that's not how you keep secrets. Okay? The way you keep secrets is you don't tell anybody. That's how you keep secrets. You don't pay everybody. Oh, let's pay these 55 people. And then that's the best way to keep our secret because none of those 55 people will ever talk. It's so dumb that you think that's the way life works. Oh, Jaren, you've been paid. Like, what world do you live in? Where is this happening? Where is somebody coming along saying, all right, Jaren, what we're going to do is we're going to pay you to go and be a flat earth for 10 years and then flip. And then you're going to out Dave Weiss and you're going to do all this and nobody will ever know. It's just going to be so obvious. I mean, I don't get it. It's like you're really brain dead people. You're really brain dead people. Class action lawsuit wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, I don't know if people can really, the people that have lost money can claim losses. Jeez. Yeah, exactly. Human being says, if Jaren, Robbie, etc. is paid off, where's the one person that didn't take this deal and exposing? You know what's even worse? Yeah, I've sold out. Who have I sold to for what? What money am I getting? I've sold out to the truth, and you guys can't stand it. It's like the only way that, like, this is how bad you are. You don't think you could be wrong. Not one of you has ever thought, could I be wrong? Huh? Could we be wrong about the flat earth, or are we just the smartest group ever? And let me tell you, you are drastically wrong. If you don't realize, many people that were here from the beginning, why do you think Robbie and Patricia and Paul on the plane and these people that were around from the beginning, why was it so easy for them? It's because we all knew what the South meant. The South had to be a lie. If the South is the truth, it's the opposite of the North, which means that the Earth is a ball. Okay? I had to tell, let me tell you something I told Austin, I'll just tell you guys. I was in Antarctica, and I saw the sun to my south, and it was above Australia at that time. Think about that again. Think about it again. I was in Antarctica, and the sun was to my south. That alone should make you go, huh? What does he mean? Yeah, I was in Antarctica, and the sun was to my south. It was not just to my south. It was 360 degrees around me, but that meant that for a quarter of the day, it's in the south. And when it was in the south, it was above the people's heads in Australia. If you can't figure that out, that's on you. Sorry. Now, you might think, oh, but Jaren, you're lying, and you can go watch the video. There's no way any of that footage is faked. If you can't figure that out, that's on you. When you have 10 cameras set up, all pointed at each other, it is not something that you can render CGI fakery. Wake up. I wore a chest cam. I filmed for 6 or something hours. You can go watch that and you can tell that it's all real. All legit. You have Duffy. You have McKeegan putting out their 24-hour time lapses. You can tell it's real. What are you claiming that the sun does? Do you think the sun sets down there? If you really thought that, and all of you pretend like you do, MC Toon has a challenge up where you put 100,000 in escrow. He'll put 100,000 in escrow. You guys can go down there, and when the sun circles your heads like it did for us, then you can kiss your money goodbye, and then that means a free trip for Toon. However, if you go down there and the sun sets, then Toon kisses his money goodbye, and you take home the purse, which means a free trip for you and maybe your wife. Maybe bring your wife with you, and there's a free trip for you. Of course, I know the outcome of that bet already because I've been there, and that's what happens is that you figure out, oh, it's real. And if you guys are one of these people that still are asking questions, I heard, what's his name ask? Rick Hummer the other night asked, oh, is the South Pole real? Rick, wake up, my friend, wake up. There's a South Celestial Pole. Call anybody who lives in the Southern Hemisphere. I don't care who it is. Call your grandmother, your friend, your best friend's cousin, or your aunt. Call them and say, can you do me a favor? Can you just film the southern stars for me tonight, please? Point it directly south and film for me, either for an hour or 2 hours. Maybe you can do a time lapse. And when you do, you're going to see the stars going around a spot. Okay, that's called the South Celestial Pole. You want to guess how many degrees it is away from the North Celestial Pole? Not very hard to figure out. It's 180. Stars go around that in the opposite direction. And what do you know? What do you think is below the South Celestial Pole? You want to take a guess? What's below the South Celestial Pole? Could it be the South Pole? Could it be? Okay. Now you can pretend we don't know if it exists. Well, then anywhere you've never been, you don't know if that exists. Anybody you've never seen face to face, you don't know if they exist. How do you believe in the North Pole then? Does the North Pole exist, Rick? How do you know? Is it because of the North Celestial Pole? Okay, good. So you can look in the sky to prove the ground. Wow. How about that, huh? You can actually look in the sky to prove the ground. That's weird. You can also look under the bus to see how deep the flat earth deception goes too, and see how many people they're going to throw into that. A lot of things you can do. You can look in other places than you might think. So anyway, moral of the story is you guys are so lost, and I don't know if you're going to die that way or if you will realize it at some point in the future and then think back and go, oh my God, Jaron was telling the truth the whole time, all 10 years. Jaron was telling the truth. Wow. He thought that the earth was flat because he thought that the South was a lie. Nobody ever really cleaned that up. Nobody really ever provided the good enough evidence that the South wasn't a lie. And then somebody went down there and he went to Punta Arenas, and you can watch his videos from Punta Arenas, and you can look where the sun set, and you can look at the sun in the south at 11:30 at night or 12:30 at night, and you can see the sun over there. That's weird because the sun goes the other direction. And again, people don't even realize this yet. Although I did see somebody was pretty happy with me showing a couple things yesterday, so I will show that. But let's just get this done real quick. I don't want to have to do this video because it sucks that it's not already done, that it's not already over. Okay? So what I need you guys to do is if you are a flat earther or a globe earther or whoever, please email Dave at info and say, Dave, you do not need a lawsuit over this. You are leaking people's data. Everybody who was on that Snorefest funeral that they had the other night on Kingdom in Context, I don't know who died. Did anybody figure it out? I didn't ask, but I know it's sad. So I give my respects to whoever passed away. I saw a lot of sad faces. I even saw some crying, some whimpering. A lot of people bringing up my name, which I don't know. That's why I probably should know who died. Just let me know. But anyway, on that event, Dave had his app up on his screen the entire time, and not one flat earther said, hey, guys, I'm concerned for flat earthers. As a flat earther, I'm concerned. And so I thought I should mention to Dave, you have that app behind you again. Can you tell us if it's secure yet? Have you hashed the user passwords yet? At one point, Dave thought that securing the app meant to add 4 digits to the end of everybody's password. So do you think it'd be very difficult? And then he reissued the app, came out with an update, everybody updated again. Do you think if you're a hacker and you got a list of people's passwords, right? It's a huge list of passwords. And the only thing weird about it is that every password ended in 4 digits. Like, oh, this is weird. Monkey cat pat is dash 4747. That's weird. And Larry Bowberry-4747. This seems weird. What is all those people have the same numbers at the end? Oh, this is easy. It's just that they were added on there. I'll just remove those, and now I've got everybody's password. Way to go, Dave. Way to go, Dave. That's awesome. You know, I mean, we got to give Dave, he's not Dirtball of the Week yet, but he's getting damn close. Really, really close. Really, really close. And so when he does get there, we will have to have a celebration for it. Anyway, it's pretty bad because it shouldn't be happening and it should be taken care of. I know, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. Somebody's doing a presentation soon on it. It's being talked about because of how bad it is, that the app is not secure. So, Dave, I know I'm a former friend. I can tell that because you blocked me everywhere. So, guess that's not a pussy move at all, though, by the way. So when you block me, I can't get a hold of you, so I'm just assuming we're not friends. But let me tell you, from a former friend, can you please care about the people who have provided you with the money to be on the vacation that you're on right now? Can you please not lie and say that you've spent $20,000 on it when they haven't hashed passwords yet? I would immediately call my bank or whatever, and I would put a stop payment or whatever you got to do to end that $20,000, because at the very least they could hash the passwords and just find out why they haven't done that, and then they might get their $20,000 back. But I would like to know who you paid $20,000 to. You know, some sites, I don't know if you know about this, but some apps and sites, they'll like say, this has been verified by VeriSafe. There's actually companies out there that will verify that your app is safe. Here's another way to do it. You know Jaron Nodell, Bob Nodell's son, Cammie Nodell's son? He is a hacker by profession. That's what he does for a living. Not a bad hacker. He does it for a company, Epic Games, I think. So anyway, he can easily tell you whether or not your app is secure. So why don't you call him, which you have not done yet, in 5.5 months? Why don't you reach out to people that could help you in the community that will do it for free? Jaron will test your app for free. But you've chosen instead just to tell people, oh, it's been taken care of. Oh, it's already, oh, we already have it. We did it already.
Yes, the
whole thing. Yeah, you're right. They're right. There was one version of the app that didn't have it hashed like that, but it
by one version he means all versions.
It is fine on the Google Play and the Apple app. It was just the direct download that they were able to hash. So,
oh boy, what does this say? I saw something with my name go by. Oh, Roger Kelly, you haven't been to the bottom of the ocean? There's no bottom of the ocean. I don't believe it yet. Mikey Smith could use some emotional support. I didn't read that either. We're telling you it's there. Okay, Jaron, are you ready for your trip into space? When's that coming? I'll be down. I'll be down. But I mean, I'll be honest about it. The Bezos rocket is just a penis ride up in the air. They just throw you as high as they can and then it comes back. But they just confuse people and tell them, oh, that's space. How about that? But it's not really space travel. So, all right. So that's basically the moral of the story. I showed you that. I wanted to show you that file that has everybody's location. That is a KML file. If you've never used one of those, you can pull one up for like an airplane flight and it will show you the whole entire flight. But this is one that has everybody's longitude, not everybody's, the 100 leaderboards. And it also, this person says they also have the full list. So I don't know if that's the full list of 200,000 or if that's the full list of, oh, how many that is. 33,000? I'm not really sure. Okay. But it's pretty upsetting and it needs to be stopped. And I don't know why Dave won't just get it fixed. To claim that you've spent 20,000 on it, again, I don't like to accuse people of straight up lying when I don't know that for sure. But to me, knowing what I know about the importance of hashed passwords, if Dave Weiss paid $20,000 to secure the app and they have not yet hashed passwords, you've been scammed. You've been scammed, Dave. You gave your money probably to the same Indian guy, and that didn't help you. He just went to parties and scammed more people with the Nigerian print scam and then stole your money. So can you please do me a favor and get a real security team? I don't know how much money you've made on the app. I can speculate, but it's enough to take care of the people who provided you with your vacation money to be on vacation this month. Okay, and you know, seems like it take 2 months a year to go enjoy kite surfing and all this stuff. But people that are back here that don't get to vacation, their data and information is out there for everybody to see. And Dave knows that it's happened because no matter how much he denied it at first, I eventually sent him a photo of his house and I sent him his actual password. Okay. I said, hey, here's your password. Oh, shit. I guess they do have something. But again, here, you want to know how Dave treated me? When I told him that my address was now exposed, and I said, thanks, Dave. I spent 7 years making sure my address was never exposed, and now it is. It's out there. And he said, oh, well, you don't know it's my app that put your password out there. I mean, put your address out there. Like, yes, I do, because you can't go anywhere on the internet. You can't find it. So where did this person get it who's talking about your app being hacked? And then they sent me a photograph of my house. How'd they get that then? Oh, they could have got us from somewhere else. I'm like, okay, sure, Dave. Like, well, whatever. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I guess I could find another place to live that maybe has a pool and maybe it's an upgrade. Just kind of joking around with him, right? So now what he's telling people is he's going around actually saying to people, look for Jaron to be moving soon, probably a house with a new pool, because he was given it to lie about TFE, and then they're going to use my app as the scapegoat, is the reason he had to move. So what he's done there in his own unique way is made sure that I can't even move now. If I move, people will immediately say, oh, you were given that house. And what am I going to say? No, actually, we rent this house. And they would say, prove it. Well, how can you prove you rent a house without giving up the address? How can you do that? You can't. People would always doubt because this guy tells lies. He has no evidence of that, no proof, no nothing. He has not one thing because not one thing exists. But yet he's okay with a friend that's been a friend for 10 years because I went down south. And I mean, I knew things changed with him the second I said I was going on that trip. I could read you text messages that tell you that things changed. And he would just tell me the strangest things I've ever heard. Who's this? You should, well, I mean, some people are texting me and I'm just, yeah, I get it. Yeah, it sucks. That sucks. But what are you going to do? I mean, if you're somebody who's already got your info out there, so do I. All right. And I mean, the scariest thing is I was actually safe when it was Globers who might have wanted the information. Don't think they would do anything crazy. The crazy ones are the people in the flat earth, like Nico and these kind of people that are just ridiculously out of their minds. They're so sure that we faked the TFE. It's hilarious when 100% of it, hear me again, 100% of it is real. None of it was frauded at all. I'm just reading some messages. I sent him a picture of his house, sent him a picture of his address, of his password. Said, Dave, there may be 10 of us programmers. Oh, this is a message that they sent him. I get it. But he just basically keeps coming back like, yeah, I got it. I'm on it. Oh no, I got the A team working on it. Okay. Yeah, we fixed it now. I'm like, no, they still can get in there. No, they're just, it's a spiritual attack. No, it's not. He says, we're in the process of changing servers. The entire app is down for a few hours. It will be back online in a couple hours, secure and faster than ever. Thank you. And if you remember, there's like an original hacker that, so I remember I did talk shit to Toon at first, because when Toon did that video, I'm like, what a loser Toon is. He just did a video about 200,000 people's data being open, and now the hackers have it. I'm like, why wouldn't he tell Dave first? Why wouldn't you tell Dave and give him a chance to close it down? Come to find out, they did. They tried emailing him many times, but he has the wrong email address listed on the app. So like when you go into the App Store and you click contact developer or contact owner or whatever, he had info at some web address that doesn't exist or whatever. And then he realized that and he's like, oh, I do that. That's the one wrong email I have up. Well, yeah, well, that's the place that somebody who figured out a hole in your app would go. And it wasn't Toon, it was another guy. So it's not even Toon's fault. Yeah, so here he's talking about the hacker that gave him the information, gave it to him because somehow he couldn't find me and wanted to give me a message to make it secure. I said, well, yes, because your email didn't work. Trying to see what the email was. Now I can't find it. And then we also had another guy that's in my VIP who's a flat earther who does this for a living, does security. And so he started talking to me. He says, hey, can I talk to Dave? Will he do a hangout with me? So I said, sure, let me get in contact with him. I said, Dave, can you do a a Zoom call with this guy who has access to your app. He's going to help you shut it. He's going to show you what he can do. So here's these guys reaching out to help Dave. What does Dave tell me? Can you do it for me and record it? So Dave wanted me to do the conversation with the guy and record it so I could give it to Dave. So what do you think I did? Of course, I did that. So I'm just looking at my text messages. I sent him the entire conversation that I had with this guy about the app breach, of him showing exactly how they get into the app and exactly what they're finding. I said, Dave, he also says your private keys are available. He put, thanks. No problem. He said, yeah, that's a test wallet. Nothing to worry about there. No, it's not. Dave, it's not. That's a test wallet. Yeah, they can get in back there, but they found the wrong wallet. Yeah, but they can get in still. They're still finding things like crypto stuff. It doesn't matter if it's a test wallet. What they're able to do is get in, find users' data. They could even change your crypto address to theirs so that when you earned crypto, they earned crypto. It's kind of fun. Except for you don't really earn it because you don't ever see it. So then he says he's going to reset the passwords. I said, yeah, reset everybody. So I already did. This is all October 17th. Then he's changing servers. Okay, I'm just seeing if there's anything else I need to point out here. Just trying to see if there's anything else that needs to be pointed out. Yeah, and it just kept coming. You know, a couple days would go by, and then we'd go back. He said, I think I may have ads for a couple weeks when it first came out. I said, yeah, not a big deal. Okay, wait. Yeah, I just keep telling him, oh, yeah. And then October 23rd, I said, dude, you need to shut off the app. I'm so pissed right now I can't see straight. For years, I've worked hard to keep my location a secret, and look what I just received. It's a picture of my account. My account is renamed to, it says Jeranism.com, former flurf, now the greatest globe sexual of all time, and not to forget FTFE's biggest fan. That's what my profile was changed to. Not by me, by a hacker. And then there's a photograph of my truck and my house from above and my house from the street. It says, I don't even know what to do about this bullshit. I never had exact location on. How did somebody find me? He also said my password is blank, 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 blank. So he also says he can change my crypto address to get his. If I told my wife right now, she would lose her mind. He says nothing was fixed. It's easier now than ever. I'm not saying that's true, but that's what they're saying. He got all this info from your app, and that is my password, and that is my fucking home. He changed my About Me section. So then this is what Dave told me. Change your password again. They changed it before we changed servers, and those fuckers grabbed it from there. Please open settings and change your password again. I'm working on it. I said, I don't see any place to change password, and the app never asked me. I found it and changed it, but I don't understand. The guy says he can get in through the back, so he will just change it again. He says, I don't believe he can get in through the back. I think it's just old data they have. Your exact location is not listed on your account. They could easily find your location because you've shown your truck in your driveway via Google. Oh boy. If you show your truck in your driveway via Google, that does not help somebody find it. What do you think? They look through every house in my city? Jesus Christ. I think they're bullshitting on that point, but I'm looking into it. I said, there's no way somebody found my location another way. Even Toon couldn't find it when he put out a $100 bounty. He says he only knew of some approximate location. For example, if you tell the app to show your approximate location, it still bases that off your actual spot, so it knows my actual location. He says, that is possible, I guess. I put, so it's been a week. They can see everyone's real location. It doesn't matter if they have approximate on because the app uses the actual location, then makes a spot nearby. He says, that sounds possible. I said, yeah, seems like it. I mean, this guy's a flat earther. I really don't think he's pulling my leg. He put, they can no longer access the server, but they have all the data from the old server. It's illegal what they did, but that doesn't matter because they did it. They claim they can still get the data, but they say it's not possible anymore. I have a security company that checked on it and said we're all good. So usually when you have those security teams, they'll actually like give you a stamp, like, you know, secure by Secura Verify or whatever. But I've never seen that. And if you spent $20,000, I would demand one immediately. Can you put up a web page, please, saying that my app is safe? That Vera security team authorizes that it's secure. Nope, nothing like that yet. Can you work on that? He says they have been working on this hack for 4 months and have timed it for festival season in India. My answer was, okay. I said, I doubt this is your password because I think it was this before. I gave him his password. He put, nope. I put, if that is your password, you have to shut down the app, Dave. This guy knows API stuff, and he said the dev can do apps but cannot do security. So that isn't your current password? I said, also a question. If my password now has numbers after the end of it, who did that? He put, correct, that's not my password. I changed it when you and I were talking. I'm wondering if there is a delay and he could see my current password. Do me a favor, have him check again, see if he sees my current password. When we changed everybody's password, we kept the original password and added some random characters. This way, people would know what their password was if they never wrote it down. Unfortunately, we had it on the old server for 2 days before the new server was up and running, and I think that's what they're hacking into. The old server is completely shut down now. So then I gave him his password, or I gave him my password, and I said, oh, the at blankety 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 blank is added. Okay, that makes sense. He said, test it yourself, see if you can find your password, but please have them check to see if they can see my current password. I put, oh yeah, good, that's a good test, 1 second. So he said, when did you change your password? Today? I put, Dave, I changed my password when I told you, and he just told me my new password. I know this isn't easy, but you need to shut it down. There's 0 chance he guessed it. He put, fuck. I put, let me get yours right now. So then I gave him his password, plus a picture to his house, and I said, this is what they wanted me to send you. This is a copy-paste from what they wanted. It says, Dave, there may be 10 of us, programmers and security experts, who have looked into your app. Our findings have been contained within this small group of people, although anonymized reports have been filed to the relevant authorities. The issues with your app are blatant. All the communications between the app and the server is insecure. There's no real authentication, and in those rare cases where an endpoint does seem to require some form of authentication, it's easily bypassed. Your developer doesn't have a clue how to implement security. This isn't about the shape of the earth. This is about your responsibility towards your users and the protection of their data. Hire an expert in the field of either refactor the code, both the app and the server side, or entirely rebuild it, and you'll be back on track soon enough. Then he responded and says, that's what I'm doing right now. I put, okay, sounds good. Can you shut down the server before Tune goes live? He says, I've been emailing the server company waiting for a reply. They're usually pretty quick. I'm trying. So then he said, believe it or not, I had some divine intervention and have a crack A-team security guys that just made it bulletproof. They're going into all the code in the next few days to fix any other issues. These guys are so gross. He's been in the news for this. So I said, if you put the server back up, it is still leaking data. What are you doing, dude? You leaked my address, and it's still wide open. I changed my info, and this guy is in my chat giving the info I changed it to. Dave, this guy is claiming it's still not secure. He insists that you can still get data, including users' locations. Are you telling me he's lying? What am I supposed to believe? Now there is a video like this going around, and it's the video I just showed you of him saying, oh, yeah, it's just, this. I said, how am I supposed to answer to this when I'm asked what's going on here? He says, it can't be still. I said, he is saying it is, and he's showing me my changed information. Why do I have to be a middleman? Why don't you work with them? Who is he? I said, the guy who made the video the other day showing you. The guy that I did the Zoom conference with. The only guy I've talked to this entire time that got your password and mine and both of our house locations. He says he can get anyone's location. But he can't do it now. Like, he says he can. Is he online now? He has a whole bunch of user IDs. He says if you change any passwords, he can give them to you brand new right now. He says, let me change my password and see if he can get it. I put, not yours or mine. He says some were patched, but he still has access. Why don't you ask Jaron to secure it? Or Jeff Berwick? API is not cutting it. Why don't you just... Oh, Apu. Sorry. I shouldn't read my racist text. Apu. Apu is not cutting it. Apu is not cutting it. I thought I just misspelled API. Anyway, why don't you just talk to this guy on Telegram? Connect me, please. He will tell you what you need to do. I will connect him with my security guys. 1 second. So, I mean, and I don't think he ever talked to him, if I remember right. I don't remember if that's true. He's making a username on Telegram. Could he be just going to your profile in the app? He gave me a bunch of user IDs that he says if you change the password, he will be able to see it. Does he have Skype? Yes, that's why I wanted to talk to you. Okay. Can't Dave find this? So then I gave him a user ID, gave him an email address, and gave him a name. Can you find that user? He said, no, the user ID is from your app. Anyway. I mean, this just went on and on and on. I don't know why I have to talk to somebody this much. And then I'm thinking now, like, nothing ever was done. And it pisses me off. Like, how much time did I waste on this? And then you notice he never said sorry. My bad. Oops. Jaron, my bad. That's my bad. His answer is even to here. He's like, it's not hard to find me. My phone doesn't accept any calls that are not in my phone book. I normally never even check my voicemail. What does that have to do with anything? I said, I hope the app is secure. The guy says the leaderboard is still accessible. And you saw this happen, right? Yeah, so I'm just saying, from Witsit. Witsit put out a post saying, some insane anti-flat earther hacked my account, stole money, and is sending me threats demanding more. They're sending me sensitive information about my family to prove they have access to demanding crypto payments. I'm obviously not paying them anything. One, because I literally do not have it, but I wouldn't even if I did. These people are psychos anyway. Prayers and support greatly appreciated. He says, I saw it happen when? I said, not sure. This morning, I guess. I don't know who to trust anymore, but that's what they're saying about the leaderboard. They have what they originally hacked. That's it. I just told my security guy and he is checking. Sweet. So then November 4th. So I'm tired of it coming to me, but again, they've said to tell you today that it's still not secure. They're able to get all of Caleb's information, including location, password, others on the leaderboard. Then they wrote him another message they wanted me to get to him. He said, give this to Dave. Oh, boy. So it's just pretty sad. Pretty sad. Crazy. So it's just shit. And I did send him that. Yeah, it's everything. So it just kept going on and on. And here we get to November 22nd. And we are getting to the end of him talking to me. Because he said I'm being dumb and I don't know what they're doing to me. And that they're going to... I don't realize how big this is. But listen, yeah, it's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So, all right, let me check the chat, see if I'm missing anything. Hopefully people realize that you need to, if you have the app, I would delete it. And I would email Dave and say, Dave, can you please get a security team? Because let's just say that Dave's right. I think what Dave is saying is that there was an original hack that's over. Okay, so they hacked, they got everybody's information, and he fixed it. Let's go with Dave's opinion here. He says they fixed it. So then what would be happening is these people would be emailing me and messaging me, and they'd be lying. What they're trying to do is get him to shut down the app, but really none of the data is accessible anymore. Okay? If that were true, because again, I can't hack. I don't know how to hack the app. So if that were true, then it would mean that the passwords are hashed and all that stuff. But if I ask these guys, hey, can you get me this user ID's password? They'll give me a password. So where are they getting that from? And supposedly I heard Robbie Davidson told me that somebody messaged him the other day and gave him his password. So I see what you're saying. Okay, I'm just trying to think. So if it is just the original hack and it's all secure, then Dave, can you do me a favor? If you spent $20,000 on this, can you get a security team to admit that it's secure? Can you get Jaron to go and try and hack the app and then have him message me and say, Jaron, the app is 100% secure? Because I don't know how else you want me to do it. Okay, and if that's the case, then I do think there's some people that need to be held accountable for being straight up liars. So, because you're right, as far as the passwords go and the things that I can prove that they have, I only can prove that they had things early on. I can't prove anything today. They haven't given me anything today other than to tell you that your stuff, well, I did get the file today, but I can see the file is the original 100 people. So there's nothing to say that that file is new, right? Although, wait, hold on a second. No. One of the people that I sent their location to today says, that's not my home location, but I was there this morning. I wonder if they are there often. Anyway, I don't want to even speculate about it. It's not my business. It's not my deal. If the app is still open and people's data is still being accessed, it needs to be taken care of immediately. If it's not open and it's secure, can you please have a security team? If you already spent $20,000, you could probably get it for $1,000, maybe $500 for a team to go through. They'll try and hack through the back end of it. They'll try and get it in. And when they can't, then they'll issue you a certificate saying the app is clear. The app is secure. You should have already done that. You should have already done that without me having to say anything. Because that's the way to make these guys stop. If they're actually lying about your app, that's the way to make them stop. Put out a document that says the app is secure. Then every time they call me, I'll say, hey, go talk to this very secure company. They say it's secure. but I don't know if you'll do that. Is Shady Eyes in here? Somebody might be able to tell me. Anyway, I think that there's teams that will do that, Dave. So why don't you do that? Or if that's not the case and it's not fixed yet, then you need to spend that $20,000 you said you spent and get it taken care of. That's my prediction, or that's my advice. All right. I did want to show one other thing real quick, and because I think maybe there's still people in here crying. The thing I keep hearing, and I can't even get it through to this guy, I forgot his name on Facebook, but so far people are saying that GeoGebra is the best. It's bringing a lot of people. Who told me? I don't want to say names, but there's somebody who's been trying to tell me for 2 weeks that I'm wrong. And just today they messaged me and said, I'm starting to see what you're saying. Now I understand that I might be able to assign physicality to this world. And the reason they're saying that is because it's not as insane as we originally thought. Again, the idea, because the people that are having problems are like, well, what are you saying, that buildings are curved? No, buildings are not curved. Okay, now then you say that, and then they're like, but wait, you said that the whole Earth is curved, so it is curved. It's like, listen, there can be spheres that are so big, okay, that there is no perceptible curve, but it's there. How big do you say? Well, about 25,000 miles is a good place to start. If you have an Earth that's 25,000 miles around, then it is so large that for every 660 feet, it curves 1/8 inch. So put your hands out, hold an inch in your hand. Now make it 1/8 inch, and you can see that it barely could fit 2 credit cards through there, right? If you stack 2 credit cards, it may not fit in an 1/8 inch. That's how much curve there is in 660 feet. Now, that's 2 football fields. So let's go to the next 2 football fields. How much curve do you think is there? We did move, remember? It's 1/8 of an inch. Same 2 credit cards. So again, let's move to the next 2, because that's where the curve must start, right? 1/8 of an inch. All right, but let's move to the next 2. 1/8 of an inch. How about the next 2? 1/8 of an inch. And the next 2? 1/8 of an inch. And the next 2? 1/8 of an inch. For 200,000 times, I think is how many times it would take you to get all the way back to where you started, it would never change. And people who can't grasp that, they want to laugh at me, and it just means that you're not smart enough. And I hate to tell you that. I'd like to pretend that you are smart enough, but I can't pretend that. Let me show you. And then we're going to go. And hopefully people know to get off the app, or to at least message Dave and say, Dave, can you get a security team, please, to fix this? So I've drawn a sphere here of the size that they say the Earth is. I want to zoom in to show you this. So you can see we're zooming into these dots. We're zooming into these dots. And we're zooming into these dots. Okay, you'll notice here, I have a Home Depot built on the Earth. And if you put a level in this Home Depot, it'd be level. And if you went to the next Home Depot and you put a level in that one, it'd be level. And if you put it in the next one, guess what? It'd be level. Okay, so is this line curved? The answer is, well, yes, it's on a sphere. It is curved so little that it does no difference. Now, people get confused on that. They're like, what do you mean? If we're building something, then it would go off into space. Or no, that's not how we build things. Think about it. If you're going to lay down this floor section of Home Depot, oh, I moved it. Go back. If you're going to lay down this floor section, then you just lay down this floor section. You make sure it's level, and that's it. Now you move to this one. Lay it down. It's level. Great. Move to the next one. Lay it down. That's how we build things. We do not build things with gigantic pieces that are a mile long. If you did, it would have to curve 8 inches. But we don't build anything with a mile-long piece. So that's why I think it's incredible how the Earth is. It's amazing. This is a football field. If you went here and leveled this football field and made it, you could then just say, okay, we're done. It's level. Go to the next one. Level that football field. It's level. Go to the next one. Leveled. Can we go to the next one? Leveled. Go to the next one. Leveled. Go to the next one. Okay, so listen again. For every 2 football fields, 660 feet, there's 1/8 inch of curvature. So do we build any section of bridge or any tunnel or anything like that? Do we build with a piece longer than a football field? The answer is no. And therefore, any piece smaller than a football field can just be laid down where it is level. And then you move to the next one. And then you move to the next one. This is why airplanes fly. Airplanes fly at what, 30,000 feet? So what is this? 209.03. Can't read that. 3550. So we gotta go 33. Okay, 3550. Okay, 3550. 3550. Would be go to 33,600. So right about there. Okay. Right. So a plane that's flying is going to fly up here, and it's going to go along, and you can just tell that all it needs to do as it's flying is make sure it doesn't nose down. What happens if you nose down? Oops, you start descending. Don't want to do that, so you just maintain your flight. And because the Earth curves 1/8 of an inch every 660 feet, the plane just adjusts 1/8 of an inch. Again, hold your fingers out. Make sure you understand what 1/8 of an inch is. It's not, so if I say the plane is moving that much down in 660 feet, can you just accept it and go, oh, I never thought about that. Oh, it makes sense now. So you can take these two football fields, and I want you to make sure you understand what I'm saying here, flat earthers, please. This two football fields is 660 feet. Okay? And if you don't believe me, because you might not believe me, I'll lower this down here. I'm just going to show you, because you can't see the other there. Move this over. Okay, so notice if you go from here, we're at 22.5, 2250 to 2850. So there's your 600 feet of football fields. Okay, 600 feet. So if you build those two football fields, there's 1/8 of an inch of curve. If you think that we can determine that, or we can test that, or we can verify that, you're wrong. We don't have the equipment to test two football fields to make sure that they're 1/8 of an inch of curve. We just build them level. The Earth is so big, we treat it like it's level and flat. That's it. Okay, now if you have these two football fields and there's 1/8 of an inch of curve, do you understand that we can then move to these next two and build those two under the same conditions? And then we can build the next two on the same conditions. Do you understand that we could do that all the way around the Earth? We would go all the way around the sphere and come back to where we started after we built 200,000 football fields, actually 400,000 football fields. And we never even noticed the curve. Now, you might not be able to take that or understand that, and I get it. It's a little bit counterintuitive. You're like, wait, every ball I've ever seen in my life, Jaron, has so much curve on it. Yes, because balls are usually small. They're a basketball, a baseball, a football, a yoga ball, a beach ball, a giant ball. You've never even fathomed the thought of a ball so big that it's 25,000 miles around. If you did, you'd realize it curves so little that you can't ever tell. Okay? Now, again, the only time it makes a difference in our lives, if the Earth is curved, is if you're standing back here at opening Home Depot number 1, and you're like, oh, I want to measure to football field number 56. Well, guess what? Then there is curve. Then we could say, well, football field 56 has now dropped a certain amount of feet from where you're at. And then it's very difficult for us to see that because why? Because we don't see that far. It's hard to see that far. Things get convoluted. If we're looking over water, it's distorted. If we're looking over land, it's weird because there's undulations and there's hills and valleys. So it's not as easy as you think. This is why all flat earthers have gone to, you can't tell the shape of the ground by looking in the sky, and they've gone directly to, we need to measure the ground. Yeah, this is why they say that. They want you to measure this. Well, what do you think that's going to come out to? If you measure this, this is why Brother Sanchez said, wait, but we measured the ground beneath our feet that's flat. The ground beneath our feet that's flat. That's why. You could just show them this and say, dude, that's a globe evidence. Now, let me ask you this. This might be difficult for you. All the people that say water doesn't curve, water doesn't bend. What if I flooded these 3 Home Depots? They're all 1 foot deep underwater. Huh. Does that water have bend? Does it have curve? Does the water in the Home Depots, if I flood the 3 Home Depots, do they have curve? That, again, it's hard to say. Hard to say. And if you back away from the Earth, then you start to see, well, wait a second. So if the entire Earth has water that all finds its level, no matter where you're at, because we're building football fields and it's level, then you start to see, oh, the Earth is a sphere. And what we were talking about here is no different than here, is no different than here. It's a sphere. It's the same all the way around. So when all of it has water, none of the water curves, but the water curves. I know it's funny because it's so again, this is the problem. This is why that guy wants to bet $20,000 to FTFE. I'm trying to tell him, don't do that. You're going to lose money. He's like, yeah, but we know that the buildings don't curve. I'm like, Yeah, you could say water doesn't bend either, but if you're talking about zooming away from it, then it certainly does. It's just everywhere that water is level, and they can't get it. They can't get it. Can't grasp it. So you get down here, and there's no curve here. So if you're building Home Depots, Home Depot, Home Depot, Home Depot, Home Depot, football field, football field, football field, and we're not even very close yet. Okay, so even that's 20, 40, 60. Oh, wait, what is that? 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60. See, I mean, even that's 100 feet high right here is 100 feet high. Going this way, again, it would go this way. But anyway, you get the point. But I think that that's helping some people realize, oh, wait a second, we might be under some delusion. Yes. Because we think that the Earth, we can't fathom something that large. We're expecting to see curvature like we're on a basketball, like we're on a baseball. Okay? It's nothing like, even if you were to put, say you put an ant on a beach ball, it's nothing like that. Nothing like that. Way bigger. Somebody told me to put a Lego on a yoga ball. You can put a Lego on a yoga ball and try and build a straight path. And I said, okay, a Lego is 1 inch and a yoga ball is 48 inches. So that's the equivalent of saying that I'm 6 foot tall, and so the Earth is 288 feet in diameter. It's only 450,000 times that big. So your example was 450,000 times too small. As far as the scale, now you can bring the scale down, but if you're going to say a Lego, which is 1 inch, you have to do a comparable size sphere for that Lego. But you just gave me a beach ball or a yoga ball, which is a 48-inch diameter. And that means you're giving me a 1 inch Lego block to 48 inches of diameter. That's like me being 6 feet tall and the Earth being 288 feet tall or in diameter. It's not even close. Not even close. No, that's a really good idea, though. Play with Legos. Thank you. I like Legos. Fortunately, first never reached the whole planet down gravity has. Yeah, and I mean, coming from a flat earther that was flat for a long time, I will tell you that the problem with the thought there about gravity pulling to the center is it's counterintuitive. It's not something that you see. We don't see that anywhere. I don't see things pulling to the center of my, whatever. I've got a couch. So it is, and I do think that's a problem. And I thought I could bridge that gap, but they've just all turned their back on me anyway. But it's, I think that one of the things the globe people do is they make it seem like it's just so simple, and it is once you see it. But you do have to admit, like I can admit, well, no, it's not. You don't feel like you live on a sphere. It's not something you experience. You're like, oh, I live on a sphere. Oh, okay. It feels like a sphere, and we feel like we're flying through space. No, these are things that we come to that conclusion after looking at other things, and then it all makes sense. And then you have no choice but to agree with the evidence. That's the point I'm at. There is no arguing. The sun. Let me show you one other thing, then we'll be gone. Let me see this. Chuck, Jaron once said, yeah, it's so funny. Jaron once said, Jesus Christ can suck my dick. Yeah, go back 9 years and find that conversation that I was having with Red's Rhetoric when those guys were pestering me about religion. And I was just upset. I was like, shut up about religion, okay? Jesus Christ can up a day, Do I regret that? Yeah. Can I do anything about it? Nope. Do you guys bring it up like it's some sort of trophy for you? Good. You guys have said it more and repeated it more than anybody, than I've ever said it. I said it one time. You guys have all repeated it in chats, in comments. You've put it out in the universe way more than me. Way more than me. Just remember that. Could have been dropped if it wasn't for who? Flat earthers. Flat earthers. I never heard a globe earther bring it up ever. Flat earthers can't get off it because they think it helps them with some sort of I don't know what. Because it really makes what I'm saying false, right? But he said that so that he didn't really see the sun then. He couldn't have seen the sun circle him if he said that about Jesus. Okay? My whole point is Jesus didn't die for my sins. I am responsible for my sins. I think it's a terrible doctrine, and how I know it's not true. There's no God in no world, in no universe, in no time, in no space that ever said, I forgive you your sins because I'm going to make my self-son go down there and die, and then you are forgiven for your sins. That's ridiculous. That's what you say to people when they want to just keep sinning, and they're like, oh, well, Jesus died for my sins. This is why your pedophile priests exist, okay? Your pedophile priests feel like Jesus died for their sins so they can go diddle little boys. So you need to work on your doctrine, okay? I don't diddle little boys. Never. They do. Why is that? Well, they think Jesus died for their sins. I don't think Jesus died for my sins. I feel like I will be responsible for all my sins at the end of my life. So I am in charge of me and my sins, and I am a good person because I try to be. But Christians don't try to be. They're like, why do I need to try? You think Christians are good people? Go look at my Facebook posts and look at all the comments. They're all Christians. Go look how good of people they are. Tell me if you see me say those things. The answer is no way. No, sir, sorry, Bob. All right, let's go here. Just one quick so I can show you. Well, let me show you one other thing first. Bring this up. But you guys are just demented. You're demented people. To go into a chat and be like, Jesus, Jaron said Jesus sucked my... Oh, I put it... It's like, think of how terrible of a person you must be to do that. Do you think that person's a good person, like a quality human being? They're like living by what Jesus said, turn the other cheek, love your enemy, love your neighbor. Do you think that that's what... Yeah, I'm sure Jesus is going to give you a high five for saying that in the chat. As soon as you die, first thing he's going to do and be like, yes, you got Jaron that time. Of course, none of that will happen. You guys are all deluded, and your religion is a joke. Okay? How about that? Your religion is a joke. It's a control mechanism. I mean, your Bible says, not even... It's like, okay, so Jaron says this. Big deal, right? I'm just some guy. We're all losers. According to your religion, we're all sinners, and we're all pieces of trash, and we can't even look at God. He's so good. Yet your God says... in the Bible, hey, slaves, be good to your slave masters. No matter how bad they are to you, be as good to them as you are to God. Treat your slave masters like they're Jesus Christ. That's what your Bible says. So what do you think's worse? One guy saying something in anger and frustration, or the God of the world telling slaves to treat their slave owners like they're Jesus Christ? What do you think is better for the world? Oh, but worship that God. Worship God. He said, bring me a turtle dove into my church and rip its head off of its neck. And when it's bleeding, drip its blood 7 times on my altar. Yeah. Where do I sign up to worship him? God, he's great. God, aren't you great? I dream sometimes of ripping heads off of turtle doves and dripping its blood 7 times on your altar. Oh, if I were ever a slave, it wouldn't matter what my slave owner was like to me. If he whipped me and hit me and kept me chained up, you know what I would do? I would treat him like he's Jesus Christ. That's what I would do, God. Thank you for your Bible. So many inspired words. So much greatness. When it says that the government is placed there by God, I love that. I love the governments are placed there by God. Mao Zedong, put there by God. Yes. Hitler, definitely put there by God. Definitely. Yep. Yeah. Mussolini, yeah, for sure. God put him there. And if you go against the governor, you go against God. Right. Makes a lot of sense. Pay taxes to who taxes are due. That's a great thing. The Bible says, yeah, I love that. Trump could put a 99% sales tax tomorrow, and guess what? We all got to pay it because the Bible says pay taxes to who taxes are due. It doesn't say anything else. It doesn't say unless they're extortion, unless they're crazy tyrants. No, it doesn't say that. But again, worship that book all you want and make up your own rules about it. Like it's a flat, it says flat Earth a million times, and even though it doesn't, go ahead and pretend. Pretend's fun. I love to pretend. Let's get on. You probably shouldn't ask me about the church. You probably shouldn't ask me. Remember, I was the most religious person that you've ever seen. Head of the youth group, head of the altar servers. Okay, I worked in the church office. I worked in the rectory. I was friends with priests. These people are not special. These people are that's their job. On Sunday, they do church. They stand outside. They shake your hand. They smile. And then they run in there so they can watch the freaking football game. Okay? That's all they cared about on Sunday. Give me in the football game. And then I'd walk in there and they're drinking beer on a Sunday. When I thought, what? Weren't you guys just saying mass, doing a homily about how good we're supposed to be to each other? And now you're in here rooting on the Patriots. I mean, come on. Come on. But, again, what are you going to do? That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. But, teach their own. And I actually don't care if you have a religion. In fact, I wish you just admit, you know what, Jaron? My religion is the flat earth. And I would say, good. Okay, at least you admitted that. And you'd say, yeah, I believe it because I think that God made it that way. And even though it doesn't jive with observations, I accept it for religious reasons. And I'd say, all right, that's fine. And then that's it. And then you would say, all right, so can we have a debate about what do you mean a debate? I thought you said it was a religious belief. No, you're not debating anybody. You're not debating your religious belief with science. Science it's not talking about religion. Yeah, but I think I should go to debate McToon right now if I could, please. Can I debate McToon? It's MC Toon, but anyway, you can debate him, but you have to make a claim. Oh, I don't make claims. I don't have a model. I don't make claims. So what do you want to do then? I want to debate them and tell them that gravity's wrong. Okay, but what's your claim on it? I don't make claims. I don't make claims. I don't have a model. Okay, go home. Go home, sir. You're done. Get out of here. And then you know what they do? They just go back to Facebook and start yelling at people. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. You live on a spinny ball. Anyway, sorry. All right, let me show you this. We're going to bring up this little map here. Let me flip it around. Image, rotate right, image, rotate right. Good enough. All right. Really quickly, just so you understand the difference, because if there's any flat earthers still watching, let's get this through your heads. Because this is all you need. And then the answers are right in front of you. It's all over from here on out. You get it. What's this one? And we need a white brush. All right. Here down here is South America. Here's Punta Arenas. There you go. If the sun is coming this way, as we know it does, it has to because it goes in order of the continents. Okay, if here's the Tropic of Capricorn, it's going this way. Okay, here's the sun. Okay, if you're standing here looking west, which way does the sun go? Does it go to the right or to the left? You're in South America looking west. Which way does the sun go? Right or left? Okay, if you answered right, you're correct. Okay, the sun is going to set to the right. Okay. Now, what if you're up here in North America where I live, at California, and I'm looking west? Which way does the sun set? Okay, we can either take this sun at the solstice, or we can take this sun at the other solstice. Okay, which way does the sun set? To the right. Correct. How about on the equinox? Which way does the sun set on the equinox? Right. Goes to the right. Correct. Okay, so we got that. So no matter where we are, here in Australia, looking west, which way does the sun go? Right. Good. Everything goes to the right. Okay, good, we got that. Fantastic. Now, if you're in the west, if you're in the north, you probably know this because you've seen every sunset that's ever happened, or most that any you've watched. If you're looking at the, I'm just going to show like this. Okay, just pretend like this is a horizon up here. Okay, we're looking at out the horizon. Which way does the sun set when it comes down in the north? So does the sun go left this way and set like this? No. The sun sets like this. Okay, sun's here, setting. Maybe it's here, and it's coming down this way. Okay, that's how our sun sets in the north, right? So did you know that in the south, the sun sets this way? Goes here, here, and then sets. Okay, I want you to understand that. Now we're going to go back to the globe, and we're going to see what actually happens. So when we were down here in South America, watching the sunset, what do you think happened? What would make me turn into a globe believer pretty much instantly? What could have happened with the sun that would cause that? Uh-oh. Sun certainly looks like it's going right to left. But we just said when we were down in the south that it went to the right. It has to go to the right because that's where Australia is. But it goes to the left. So it goes to the left, but we know it's going to go above Australia's head. So how could it go above? How could it go to the left? And it's above Australia's head. And when we were in Antarctica, which can be this way. Let me actually get down there. We'll move this way. Let's go pretend like we're at Punta Arenas and we fly down to Antarctica. Here we go. We cross the peninsula. We're in deep, and there we are at Union Glacier. And we land. We land. Great. And we look up in the sky and say, oh, wow, the sun is up there in the west, over here. Whoops. Can you give me everything back? Okay. Like, oh, there. That's pretty much when we land. Oh, you can't see that. Son of a buck. Go there. Okay, it's kind of what we saw when we're there. We're there, and we're like, there's the sun. Look at that. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's the sun. And then it went here. And we're like, what? Now, again, this is going to be for March, so if you see the sunset, I'll just change the date before people lose their minds. Okay, sorry, I went back to January. There we go. Good enough. It'll give us to what we need to see. Okay, so here we are on the, and look at the sun's doing. And we're like, oh, that's weird. The sun is, and now look which direction I'm looking. This is dead south. There was the sun. Behind Mount Rosman was the sun in the south. Now, at the same time, we called up people in Australia and said, where's the sun? And they said, it's above our heads. What? It's above our heads, Jaron. So the sun is here, and it's above the heads of Australia over here. That's weird, because on a flat earth map that I believe in, this is the edge of the world. There is no... Why is the sun over there in the first place? I have to think about this one. And then it keeps coming around, and you just followed it here. Now it's... Oops, go this way. Then it came in the east, and then now it's getting higher. See that? I wonder why that is. There it goes, getting higher and higher. It's way up there in the sky. And now it's over here in the north. Okay, and when it was there in the north, it was above the heads of people in South America. So you're like, that's really weird. And guess what? We were there for 4 days. So do you think the sun set the next day? No. Despite what Steve may tell you that I said or that he heard me say, it just did the same thing. Swung around to the south. Oops, there we go. And there it is south again, and it's above the heads of Australia. Now, if you can't figure that out, it's on you. You can yell at me, you can cry at me, you can say I sold out, you can say I'm a sellout, you can say I made money, I got paid, you can say I said Jesus sucked my dick, you can say whatever you want. And it's never going to change the fact that the earth will today, tomorrow, and forever be a sphere. God did not put that sun in the sky to deceive me. He put the sun in the sky so I would know where I live. Okay? It's impossible that the earth is flat. It's impossible. Now, just because there's other flat earthers that can't face the music and want to tell you it is possible, or want to be like the liar Stephen Alonzo and tell you that a flat earth predicted this. What do you mean the flat earth predicted this? The edge of the world is Antarctica, and the sun has to go the other direction. Stephen Elizo. The sun needs to go to the right, but it's going to the left. Okay? So did you know that everybody who lives in the south, their sun sets right to left? Everybody who lives in the north, their sun sets left to right. If you're standing at the South Pole, the sun goes around you right to left. If you're at the North Pole, the sun goes around you left to right. Wow. If you're looking at December 21st, there's 24 hours of daylight at the South Pole, and you can just take the little marker and move up the earth all the way on the ball, and it will go 24 hours, 12, like the 20 hours, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, all the way you get to the North Pole, and the North Pole's at 0 hours of sun because it's in complete darkness. And then you can change the date to June 21st, and you can take your marker up to the North Pole, and now it's in 24 hours of light, and you can drag the marker down, and it will go down again, 23, 22, 21, 19, 18, 20, all the way till you get to the South Pole at 0. How do you think that can happen on any other shape but a sphere? It cannot. It cannot. On the equinox, every single place on Earth, barring the exact closely to the poles, gets 12 hours a day, 12 hours a night. It's about 12 hours and 7 minutes a day because of atmospherics, but close enough. That can't happen on a flat Earth. It certainly cannot happen on a flat Earth with your make-believe, imaginary, apparent suns. Okay? It's apparently bullshit. That's what it's apparent. And you can even hear your flat Earth guys saying that the sun must be apparent because if it's physical, the flat Earth is done. Now, people like Melodome have been proving that the sun is physical. So do you have any wonder why people want to call him a shill and everything else? Because if the sun's physical, the earth cannot be flat. He's showing the sun's physical, so he's a sellout. He's a grifter. He's been paid off or something, right? It's the only answer you have. But I cannot believe, I don't think the person's listening, but to the person that told me today that I was wrong about what I posted on Facebook and then gave me as a reason Stephen Alizo's stupid explanation was basically, we predicted it. It proved the flat earth. What proved a flat earth? The fact that we can't find the sun in the south and that the globe describes it perfectly? It sounds like bullshit to me. Okay? Sounds like bullshit to me. All right. MC Tune. Who's that? MC Tune is not spelled that way. You're probably talking to an imposter. Just so you know. Let's see if there's anybody in the chat that wants to cry. Mr. Black saying, what happened to you? Makes no sense. What do you mean what happened to me? I just explained to you that the sun is seen south of you in Antarctica above Australia. What does that mean? Oh, Australia's on the other side of the ball. What do you want to bet? Look at, we have the sun here in the south. Let's move back a little bit here. Yep, there we go. So what do you want to bet that if we move this thing out? So if we go and see, well, where's that sun right now? It doesn't make any sense. How could it be there? How could it be south of me in Antarctica? It doesn't make any sense. What could be over here that oh, it's Australia. Oh. So the reason the sun was on them is because it was on the other side of the ball. Gotcha. Because on a flat earth, that wouldn't work at all, right? Yeah, not at all. Good. Just making sure. Just making sure. Yes, it's MCTOON. Thank you. See if anybody else has got anything good to say. But I mean, this is you want to know what a power position this is to be in? Is that no flat earther can argue with this. So it's unfortunate because all they have is name calling. Jesus, see, Jaron said this 10 years ago. Jesus, Jaron said this. It's always something. There you go. Not a single FERF can prove this app to be incorrect. Just go to SunCalc. I mean, this is all you need. How about this one, guys? You could do this and tell your friends, and you'll prove the sphericity of the Earth tomorrow. Get in your car. Well, first measure your angle to Polaris. Measure it, mark it down. Mine is 37. Okay, 37 degrees to Polaris. Great, I'll write that down. Now drive 69 miles north of you. You have to stay on a longitude line, so you want to get on one of these, and you want to drive 69 miles on one of those. And then when you get there, stop and get out and measure your angle to Polaris again. And it's going to change by 1 degree. Okay, and then you go, oh, that's weird. So you could drive the next one if you want. If you want to go even further to really confirm it, you could go the next 69 miles and get out, measure your angle to Polaris, and what's it going to be? It's going to be another degree. Okay, so now at that point you could say, well, it certainly seems like it's 69 miles per degree. I wonder what 69 times 360 is. Because that would be a complete circle, and that would be, oh, it's the circumference of the Earth. Huh. Now, if you don't know, because you don't know, if we just did that in our town, we'd be like, well, that's just me. What about somebody in Russia? What about somebody in China? What about somebody in Australia? What about somebody in South America? You can call your friends and tell them to do that. And when they call you back and say, oh, for every 69 miles, it moved by 1 degree, then you can realize, oh, shit, that only works on a sphere. Because what I was always told is that the stars move by perspective. But you can also do that test. Go out in your front yard or somewhere and find a tall building off in the distance and start walking towards it and measure your distance and tell me if it changes a certain degree every certain amount of steps. And the answer is no. It does not. It actually varies, meaning that as you're far away from the item, walking towards it, it's going to get bigger, smaller. But as you start getting closer to it, it's going to rapidly get bigger, which means that as you're closer to it, it gets bigger faster. So it doesn't change a consistent amount like the stars do. And the stars do not act as perspective requires. So it's not very difficult. You can figure it out. It's, oh boy, ask the holdouts to explain the cartography. Yeah, so Skundrul has a proof that he's come up with that I think is pretty good, that you cannot map a small area that's just, I don't know, what would you say, Skund? 20 miles, you said, is about the minimum? Jonathan Kampala says, why do we have the same stars every year? Because we are traveling a very small distance compared to the distance of the stars. I don't know. Don't you want me to tell you? You already know that. It's just I don't understand what your question is. What do you mean? And you mean like the stars don't change? They supposedly do change. I don't know. I have not measured that. Because that question isn't part of the script. I just gave you the answer, dumb shit. What do you mean? What are you talking about? That my answer was just perfect. It's not part of the script. I gave you the perfect answer. The stars are trillions and trillions of miles away, and we travel, what, a couple billion miles a year, they say? Again, I don't even saying I believe that. I don't find it important, to be honest with you. What's important is the Earth flat, and have we been being lied to about it and being told it's a sphere? Or is it a sphere, and some guys have been lying to you, telling you it's flat, based on faulty information? Guess what? The Earth is a sphere, period. Doesn't matter to me if it spins, doesn't matter if we fly through space, doesn't matter any of that. The Earth is a sphere, period. God did not deceive me. Okay? Yeah. I love your spirit too, Jonathan. You've been around for a long time. You've been a good buddy. You should recognize why I'm a little bit testy. I have had people that were friends for 10 years throw me under the bus and lie about me for 2 months now. Okay? You won't answer the question because you know what you believe is BS. No, I know what I believe to be counterintuitive. I know what I believe to be not what it seems like it is. That doesn't matter to me. You guys have the inability to understand that you aren't the arbiter of all truth. Do you feel like there's bugs in your stomach? Do you feel like there's dust mites on the couch when you sleep on it? Do you know that there's dust mites in your pillow tonight? Hate to tell you, take it to a lab and ask them to check if there's dust mites in your pillow, and they're going to say, yes, there is. Okay, they'll show them to you. Did you know that? Did you feel like that? Or is it just one of those things about life that we can't really feel and don't really know? The earth is the same thing. The earth is so big. I hope you watched the whole show. If you did, you saw the Home Depots, you saw the football fields, and you just can't face facts. Okay? Okay? Yeah, I've seen, it's another thing I see spin is that what I want to do is when the moon is half full, what you need to do is go out and take a photo, zoom in, take a picture of the Terminator right down the middle, and do that when it rises and then do it when it sets, and then compare those pictures, and you're going to see the shadows move on all the mountains on the moon. Telling you that it's a... No, it's not a dirty bed, dude. Charlie, don't get your bed checked. They say 9 out of 10 households are riddled with dust mites. You ever seen them? Go look at them on the computer. You'll be shocked. They're all over your house. Now, again, just like you don't see that is just like you don't see the curve. It's just like you don't feel the spin. Do you think, and again, I have not looked into that to give you the for sure answer. There's a lot of people from geocentrism land, Robert Sungenis and these other guys messaging me. They really want me to look into it. I'm not there yet because I need to get it across to you guys that you live on a sphere. There's no question. Zero question. Zero. I will never wake up and be like, oh, it's not a sphere anymore. Just won't happen. Because in order for that to happen, it means God has been deceived. You'd have to prove that the sun is a deception machine that is appearing random places in the world and meant to deceive you. Again, let me show you again, because you guys can't get it. If you are right here in Western Australia, now this is why I think anybody who's in the South who believes in the flat earth, you're a little bit kooky. Just a little kooky. Okay. Let's go here. What does it say Dave for? Dave. Oh, the guy that was looking at the windmills. All right, so here we are and we're looking. Oops, that's south. And look west. Why are we tilted like that? Weird. What's going on with that tilt? It's a weird looking tilt. Okay, anyway, we're looking west. Okay, so now we're going to bring the sun around. And again, if you're in the south, this is what you see every day. And so I don't get where... Can we see the screen? Okay. Look what the sun's doing. The sun is going right to left. Okay, think about this. We know... Let me do one more thing, because this is very easy to figure out. On a AE map, or a flat earth map, the Tropic of Capricorn, which passes through here. Here he goes. It's Tropic of Capricorn, okay? We know this for a fact, by the way. Listen very carefully so you don't miss this. Whoever that girl is that keeps mouthing off, pay attention. The Tropic of Capricorn is a known place. It's the southernmost place that the sun goes. And a fact on the earth. It crosses here in Australia. It crosses here in Madagascar, crashes here in Africa, and crosses here in South America. Okay, we know that for a fact. We know that the sun is above it on December 21st. You cannot argue that. You cannot debate that, or you are retarded. Okay? You are retarded. If you try and argue about that, I'm just going to have to go,
Shut up, baby dick.
Just going to have to tell you. You cannot argue that. So once we've agreed on that, then we can say that the sun is always above the Tropic of Capricorn. Great. Now, so why is it that if we go to here, South America, we get down here on the ground, oops, and we're looking at the sunset on December 21st, looking west. Get up there so people can see. Thank you. Looking west on December 21st. Here comes the sun. Okay. Oh, there it goes. All right. So now pay attention. If the sun, and actually this is not even December 21st, this is January. If we go back to December, it actually is a more drastic, oops, that's January 20, 27, 21, 1231. Sorry, we're going this way. Yeah, you can actually see what the sun does throughout the year. But it always goes right to left in the south for some reason. Sorry, I'm trying to get to December 21st. There it goes, 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 there it goes. All right, whoops. What happened here? 12:31. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's 12:21. Okay, so now let's watch the sunset, and I want you to pay attention because remember, this means something important. And this is why I'm a globe earther. This is why. And if you think somebody in the flat earth can explain this, you're deluded. Here comes the sun on the 12:21. Look where it's setting. It's going that way. It's going down from the right to the left. So guess what that means for the Tropic of Capricorn. Think about what I'm saying. Does the Tropic of Capricorn go around this way to Australia? Is it going this way? The Tropic of Capricorn, is it going that way to Australia? Or is it going this way to Australia? The sun is always above the Tropic of Capricorn. And we see it going this way. Does the Tropic of Capricorn go this way around the Earth? Or does it go this way? God, I think because the sun stays above it, then it probably goes this way. Right. And remember all those countries we just talked about, like Australia and Madagascar and Africa, where the Tropic of Capricorn passed? Well, the sun's going to have to go above them in a few minutes, in a few hours. Do you think it's over to the right or down here to the left? Which way do you think they are? Which way? Because it's weird, because if it's this way, then they're on the other side of the Earth. Australia would be down here. Africa would be next down there. Let's see what model, which one matches reality better? It's kind of weird. If we zoom out of this and we say, oh wait, the sun's there, and there's the tropic. Oh, it does stay above the tropic. And it means that Africa and Australia and all those places were on the other side of the ball. And that is it. That's all you need to know. And you guys just don't want to get it. Okay? You just don't want to get it. You want to fight. You want to argue because you think you can't be wrong. Well, I hate to tell you that you are wrong. Okay? Very, very wrong. I'm in Melbourne, and it goes northeast to southeast. What does? The sun? It does not. Why would you lie to people? If you're in Melbourne, the sun rises south of east today. Want me to prove it to you? That's funny. This guy has just uncovered the biggest fakery ever. I don't think you understand your direction, sir. Okay, this is Melbourne. Let's see where the sun is. Let's go over here where it's going to rise in the east. He says it goes northeast. Yeah, northeast. Okay, let's see which way the sun comes. Remember, if it's northeast, it's going to be on our left. If it's southeast, it's going to come from the right. Let's see which way it comes. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Oh, that's weird. Mr. Melbourne just told us it comes from the northeast. He's lying to you, but you guys want to say I am. See the difference? The sun's coming from the southeast, my friend. And it will go over and set in the southwest. Wake up. Don't be a liar. Don't be a liar. You trust their models. Bless your no, you're so confused, Queen Snow. Oh man, it's you too, man. You're such a smart person too. That's a sad. There's no trusting the model. Go outside and look at the sun. Go outside and look at the sun. You don't need their model. You don't need an authority. You don't need NASA. You don't need anybody. You just need your own eyes and your own mind. Iana Snow, because I'm a friend of yours, we've talked before. I want to show you something and you tell me what's wrong here. So if you believe in the flat earth, explain to me why from South America and from Antarctica, why can I see the sun south of me when it's above Australia? Okay, so here's South America. When we were here in South America, now remember, there on a flat earth world, the world ends there. There's only Antarctica behind you. Okay, there's only Antarctica over here in a flat earth. But from here, I see the sun over here in the south when it's above Australia. Now, granted, not from here because the sun's going to be past the curvature of the earth. But when you go this way, which we did, we flew to Union Glacier. We went here. We parked out here. There we go. We're here and we're looking at the sun. And guess what the sun did? The sun did this. There's no trusting any models. There's no trusting models, Iona Snow. The sun was here in the south when I was in Antarctica. And we called people. We said, "Where's the sun?" They're like, "It's above Australia." So it means Australia is over here. A flat Earth says Australia is 30,000 miles behind me. So there's no trusting their models. It's you trust people that lie to you. That's what the problem is. Hate to tell you. I've looked at the sun. It doesn't prove globe Earths at all. Okay, well then that's good for you. Then you haven't paid attention because I just told you what the sun does and just showed you that it's impossible on any flat map. If Iona Snow can produce any map where the sun is south of me in Antarctica and it's above Australia, I'll give her $10,000. Iona, go ahead. Since you say that the sun doesn't prove it's a curved Earth, doesn't prove it's a ball, then it must prove it's flat. So go ahead, you get $10,000. Show me how the sun is south of me as I'm here in Union Glacier, Antarctica. I have video evidence to prove it. We've got multiple video evidences to prove it. And it's above Australia at that time. Go ahead and explain that, and $10,000 is yours. The problem, of course, is that you can't. The problem is that you just can make things up and believe that. You can't believe what's shown. Now, again, I get it. We're lied to about a lot of stuff. You cannot be lied to about the shape of the Earth. They just can't lie to you. It's impossible. The sun tells you where you live. You don't need anybody else. The observations of the sun tell you where you live. You choose to deny it. Okay? And I did too. I thought that the south was a lie. But I'll remind you, every single flat earther who got into this in 2015 and 2016 knew for a fact that the south had to be a lie or the earth wasn't flat. If the south is exactly what they tell us, if it's an exact opposite of the north, then the earth's a ball. Okay? And that's just the way it goes. The word earth is a ball. Is it flat? No, it's not. Alex Jones, is it a ball?
Yes.
Oh, that's not Alex Jones.
Yes.
Wrong guy.
Yes.
I said Alex Jones.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Alex says it is.
Yes.
Alex says it is. Well, again, it doesn't hit you till you're down there. You see it yourself. You have to see it yourself. You have to, I mean, I don't know why I had to see it, but everything got explained to me when I saw the sun in the south, and then it hit me. Like right here, I realized, oh, I could walk towards the sun in the south, and it's actually not quite south yet. Let's move it along a little bit more. Yep, it is. South was there. So, oops. Why is this another way? South is this way. There we go. So when it was south of us, I said, oh, if I just walk towards the lowest part of the sun, 69 miles, this is going to pop up 1 degree, pop up 1 degree, pop up. Now, again, the sun changes every day, but in theory, you would get there in 69 miles 10 times, which would be 690 miles, the distance to the South Pole. The South Celestial Pole exists. Let's look up and see if we see it up here. Now, we couldn't see it from there, but we could see it from Punta Arenas. Okay, so look at, see that spinning of the sky up there? You can't really see well. Let's go to, we'll take the date back to January, and then you'll see it. Oh, no, put it in the middle. There we go. Now it's all night, right? You see that? And we're going to look up straight up at the south sky. And we saw this from Punta Arenas. Notice that the stars are going in a clockwise formation, where they actually go counterclockwise in the north. Here they go clockwise. They go around an empty spot that has no star there, so it's not like a North Star. But there's a star there that you just can't see with your eyes. Now, if we go back to Punta Arenas, let me go back there real quick and show you, because that is something we did see. Oops. Let's go back a little bit. And where's South America? Miss it? Out in the water? Let's go. Where are you? Oh, South America. There we go. All right, so when you're here, we were in Punta Arenas, and we looked up in the sky, and we saw a stationary South Celestial Pole. Okay, see that? It's stationary. Oops. Go this one a little bit more. Good. Okay, so you see the stars spinning around that spot? So there's a South Celestial Pole, and it stays put in the sky. So what does that tell me? Oh, it's just like the North Pole. The North Celestial Pole. I can go outside my house right now. 37 degrees north is going to be the North Star. The stars go around it. Okay? It stays still, but people in Russia can see it. People in Alaska can see it. People in Canada can see it. People in the UK can see it. Oh, so there's a spot in the sky that stays still that people all around that area can see, and we're all around it. That's why we have a flat Earth. Okay, makes sense there. What if I told you that the same thing is true in the South, and there's a place that the South America and South Africa and Madagascar and Australia, they all look in the sky and they all see a southern spot. It's exactly like the north spot, but the stars spin the other way. What does that tell you? Okay, now flat earthers have to deny that the South Pole exists, because if the South Pole exists, the flat Earth doesn't. So they all tell you, well, yeah, the South Celestial Pole may we don't know if the South Pole exists. Well, what do you mean? What's below it? Disneyland, fantasy, Never Neverland, Narnia. No, it's the South Celestial Pole, which means there's a North Pole, North Celestial Pole, South Celestial Pole. Stars rotate the opposite way. The sun goes behind you in Antarctica. You're looking at it in the south, and it's above Australia. Put 6 and 6 together, please. Try it. Jeranism, do you have any theories as to why there was zero evidence of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica before you came along and pointed it out? So was there zero evidence? Or is there some evidence? Because I've seen personally 5 or 6 videos. Now, one of them is clipped together at the end or shown to be a loop. They did do that one. The guy came out and showed the real footage and admitted that he shouldn't have done that. Okay, so that's one theory, is that the guy just made a stupid mistake. And the other theory is it's incredibly hard. How about this, Dr. Bass Ackwards? Which, by the way, I've seen you talking shit a bunch in other chats, so you're a good guy. But let me just point this out. How about this? I went to, look at this. You not understanding how the sky works doesn't determine the shape of the earth. These people are classic. You are falling for tricks of scam artists. Can we also say that we can't tell if you're pregnant by looking at your piss? Or can we? We can. Actually, there's things in your piss that will tell you when you're pregnant. It's the same thing. There's things in the sky that can tell us the place that we live. Because the sky is a known entity. The sun does what the sun does every day. It's the same thing. 24 hours, it goes around the tropics. Sure, it's on the Tropic of Capricorn in December and on the Tropic of Cancer in June. But still, it does that every year without hitch. So we can use it as a measuring stick. Somebody can give you a map and you can go, if this map is right, then I bet you the sun has to match it. Does the sun match it? Nope. Sorry, your map's wrong. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. But Dr. Bass Ackwards, how about this? I went down there to film the 24-hour sun. I didn't come back with a video of the 24-hour sun of my own. So that should tell you, can I think of reasons why it doesn't happen? Yeah, because it's incredibly difficult. You have to be fully prepared. You have to have the right cables. You have to have right everything. I switched cables because it didn't reach the little battery pack I was going to use. Okay? In all the testing, it did just fine. No problems. Everything seems fine. We go out there. The thing does a 360. We get back home. I'm looking for my footage. My footage ends at 14 hours. Well, what happened? What's going on? I had to send my camera back to the company, the owner of the company. He checked the logs. He checked everything. And then he ultimately said, you didn't do anything weird. Did you change the cables? I'm like, you know what? The cable wasn't long enough, so I got a different one. He's like, well, did you check the rating of it? And this, I'm like, no, I didn't check the rating of it. So he's like, well, yeah, that's probably what happened. Is it probably got too cold for the cable rating or the cable that you had or something, and it cut the power off. So, and again, because he first tried to blame my battery pack, but I'm like, no, the sun thing did a 360, whatever you call it. Here, I'll show you that video real quick because people have been asking for it. I'm going to post it soon. I just want to post it with a 24-hour footage as well. But I'll show you what I've got here if I can find it quickly. Why is it flashing? Stop it. But again, I honestly know if you want to have a one-on-one, I'll explain to you why the Earth is a ball and how you can prove that to yourself. There's no question. There's no more question. So if you think I'm lying to you, I'm just telling you I'm not. And I'm pleading with you, pleading with all you guys to, if you've ever trusted me before, which maybe you didn't, now's the time. If anybody knows the flat Earth, it's somebody who's been preaching it for 10 freaking years. If you think they could ever pay me off to say the Earth's a ball, you don't know me. You don't know me one bit. They could never pay me off. Okay? There's just no way. The only way you could get me to say the Earth's a ball is by proving it. That has been done. That has been done. Let me go to here. Where is it? I think it's in this drive or A or E. No. Let me find it here. I just forgot where I put it. Is it? No. Where did I put that file? Oh, yeah, I know it's at A drive and video posts. And here, sum ups in Antarctica. Yes. Okay. So this is my footage that I have that's not great. And I'm going to have to apologize to people, but at least everybody else got some. And this does show the south, so that's another good part. It's not just the north or something. Is this going to show? All right, here we go. And so mine has also the date and time on the bottom. But you'll notice here as we started out, that the camera's not moving, that the rig is not moving. And by the time we realized it, we're like, oh shit, the rig's not moving. So we came out and corrected it. And then you see it starts to kind of move. Then it gets a little bit behind. We get it lined up. Nope, still not right. Because it should be in the middle. See, it lost it again, lost the sun. So then I come, we fix it, we put a new cord on it. Now it's going. So this is in the south. Okay, just real quick so you realize that is south. That is right now above the heads of people in Australia. That's not a fake sun. It's the real sun. It's lighting up the entire area. It never leaves the sky. If you don't realize what that means, I don't know what to tell you. Can't help you. Okay, so this thing's coming around. That's dead south. It's a little bit southeast now. So when you ask why is there no evidence of a 24-hour sun? Well, first of all, somebody has to go down there and they have to have a camera that's going to stay on for 24 hours. Not as easy as you think. Not a lot of plug-in outlets down there. Number two, you have to have a camera and a battery and all the equipment. You have to have enough memory card. You have to stay watching it if you're not going to move the camera with it. You have to get a rig that turns like mine did. That's not easy to find. Most rigs don't turn in 20. Why would you need a rig that turns in 24 hours? It's not even something that they sell. Okay, this one is a star tracker, just like McKeegan's is a alt azimuth or something. But anyway, you could have a 360, but then everybody complains about the footage there, right? So this thing's coming around now. This is going towards the north. You'll see the time down here. And then one of the mistakes I made was never thinking about the fact that this camera my rig follows the sun. So you'll notice now, as the sun's getting higher in the north, the camera's following it. See how the horizon line is getting lost? It's because the rig is following the sun. So it's actually lifting up as the sun's going in the north, and you'll see that we're kind of losing the horizon. Something that outside of my house, when I was just doing practice runs with it, I never noticed that because it was just, the sun's just up there and it goes to the right. Okay, great. It went to the right. It's following the sun. It works fine. But wasn't the case. And then this is probably around noon would be the furthest north it goes. So I think of several reasons why there's not a lot of footage of the 24-hour sun. You have to go down there with that as your sole purpose. Otherwise, you're just not going to do it. Imagine you're like the rich guy that went down there with us. His name was JG. He went down there to ski. Right, if he got down there and thought, oh, I want to get the video of the sun, you're not going to get it. What is he going to do? Stay up 24 hours and just sit with his camera and show the sun? So it has to be by design. You have to need to go down there. If you want to pay for me to go one more time, I promise you'll get one more time and we'll get it right this time. No, I've actually thought about, I would love to go back. It's actually something that was pretty amazing. Still going, but now it's going to stop here. I think it's at 14. Yeah, so you get about 14 hours total. This is in the north. It still has to cook back around to the other side. But just to show you, I didn't even get it. So, and Austin didn't get it. So, when you have a reason to go down there and you can't even get it, then when you ask me why is there no evidence of it, it's kind of easy to figure out, right? It's just not as easy as you think. Now, for Monday morning quarterbacks, it's very easy. Anybody, I could have got out, whatever. I got it 6 times. I would have gone there with 8 cameras and got it 4 times. And, I would have brought 2 cameras and got 17 time lapses. And, yeah, sure you would. It's easy from your house, drinking your Pepsi and not eating pussy. I'm sure. Very easy. Very easy for you. But this is the sun. It is in the south. And actually, when did that start? I know it's not part of the time lapse, but where did this start at? So it started at 10:30 at night. And we went to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But you'll see this is way over almost west here. South is more coming this way. So when we got to Union Glacier, the sun was more here, kind of northwest. When we got to the secondary camp, it was here. Everybody's setting up their equipment here. We haven't, the great thing is we haven't seen any of Jonathan's stuff. Jonathan was filming tons of stuff. I haven't seen his stuff. But there you go. And then it's just going. So, again, it's upsetting, but I've, told myself, hey, I was there to observe what these guys did. All the camera footage is legit. Nobody faked a thing. People were uploading things immediately. we saw the sunspots on the sun. They matched exactly what they should have, and they were upside down versus what was in the north. So again, here's the sun right here, and it's above Australia. Guess where it goes next? Above Africa. It's over here. Where do you think Africa is compared to Antarctica on a flat Earth map? So I understand the ball does not feel correct. However, evidence tells you it's correct, and God would not deceive you. You are deceiving yourselves. You can blame Satanic, you can blame Satan, you can blame the Satanist, you can call Duffy a Satanist, you can call the globalist Satanist, you can do whatever you want. We were deceiving ourselves. Okay? We talked ourselves into the fact that the South was a lie, and they've been lying to us, and then I realized, wow, the one thing they can't lie to you about is the shape of the earth. It's the shape of the earth. Okay? It is the shape of the earth. There's no way. It's just no way you could lie to people about the shape of the earth. They have to lie to themselves, because you can go out and figure it out for yourself. Again, go out tonight, take your angle to the North Star, drive 69 miles on a north line, take it again. It'll change by 1 degree. Multiply that by 360, and you'll get the circumference of the earth. I mean, it's that easy. Done. Can't be flat. The sun goes the wrong way on a flat earth. If you weren't here for my drawing time earlier, it's drawing time with Jaron. It's really one of the better times you'll ever have in your life. Let's show you this. Is this map here? Listen. Okay, I'll show you one more time over here, and then I got to go. Told the wife I'd be in bed before 10. All right, good. I still got 10. All right, so let's go with this view. Okay, so watch one time, flat earthers, just so you can understand what we just saw, and then you can stop trying to argue with me and just realize, like, oh shit, we've been wrong. It's okay. We'll live another day. There's still other deceptions to look into. There's still other conspiracies. Just the shape of the earth isn't one of them. The sun goes this way on the earth. You can't question that. You can't deny it. That's the way it goes. We know the order of the continents. That's the way it goes. Okay. So if this is Antarctica, and it's easier if we roll this around, rotate right. Okay, if this is Antarctica, the ice wall, then I was over here. And the sun went around me like this for 4 days in a row. Yet it still lit up here and lit up here. How did it do that if it went around my head like that? Remember, the sun should go this way, as we know it does, but it's set this way. It's actually set this way. We are standing here. We just showed you. The sun sets. Maybe it's a little bit hard to see now. And actually, I think it'd be easier if we roll it one more time to the right. Image, rotate right. Okay, so we're here. We're looking west. I just showed you on the globe, and I can show you from Punta Arenas, where we were. The sun sets this way. It went that way. But the Tropic of Capricorn goes this way. So how is it possible that the sun goes this way if the tropic goes this way? Well, it has to stay above. Oh, what if the tropic goes this way? If the tropic did that, then that would mean that Africa's over here and Australia's over here. And then how does that work? Oh, it's a ball. Okay, I got it. Thanks. End of story. And then you figure it out, and then you move on with life. Like, shoot, sorry, God, my bad. I see what you did with the sun there. It goes down that way. The tropic goes down that way. Australia's over there. No wonder at midnight I saw the sun over there. Right. Okay, got you. Earth's a ball. Thank you. That's it. Done. There's nothing else. There's zero else you need. Take a trip to Punta Arenas on December 21st. You will go to Punta Arenas. You will be right here. Oops. You will go right here. You watch the sunset and decide for yourself. Does the Tropic of Capricorn go right, or does the Tropic of Capricorn go left? When the sun goes this way, you'll go, oh, it goes left. And then you'll realize, well, how could it go left? I thought this is the edge of the world. It's the edge of the world, but it's over here, and over here is where Australia is. How can Australia be over here? It's supposed to be back here. If it's over here, the sun's over there. Oh, it's a globe. Oh, it's a globe. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it. Sure. Thank you. Thank you, God. My bad. My bad, Globers. My bad to Professor Dave. My bad, MC Toon. Sorry, Dave McKeon. I called you a shill. My bad on that one. My mistake. Wolfie, 6020. Sorry about that, my friend. I didn't mean what I said. I didn't mean that stuff. Red's Rhetoric. I kind of made a few mistakes, I think, along the way. Might have called you some names. My bad on that. I apologize. Every Glober. My bad. I think I said some stuff I probably would rather take back. But, hey, we all make mistakes, right? Forgive me. The Earth's a ball. I'm happy now. I've been shown the evidence. It's clear. There's no questions. I don't have to worry about it anymore. The Earth's a sphere. End of story. Period. Thank you very much. Let's go home. That's it. It's that simple. Now, if you think I'm lying, go down there. If you think I'm full of shit, go there. Don't just call me full of shit when you can go there. Punta Arenas will cost you maybe, I don't know, what will it cost you? $1,500. Okay? Round trip. So you don't need to go to Antarctica because that will show you even more, but you don't need to go there. The sun tells you where you live. Everybody in the south, the sun sets right to left. Immediately, that disqualifies the A map. Immediately. The A map doesn't have the sun ever go right to left when it sets. Ever. Ever. Yet for every single person south of the equator, the sun sets right to left. For every person north of the equator, left to right. If you're standing at the North Pole, the sun goes around you left to right. If you're standing at the South Pole, the sun goes around you right to left. The Earth is clearly a sphere. The North is the opposite of the South. The South is the opposite of the North. They also change seasons 6 months apart. If it's 6 months of light in the South, it's 6 months of dark in the North. It's a sphere. It's perfect. It's a great creation by God. Not only is it perfect, but let me show you one more time. GeoGebra, and then we're out of here. Just one more time, because I want you to see, because the one thing that I think people can't get is they all want to struggle with the idea of size. Size matters, as Iona Snow would know. Matters greatly. People don't realize that, and they think, oh, basketball, baseball, they have so much curve, I can't even... Yes, we get that. Those are little tiny balls. This ball is much, 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 much larger. So large that you can't fathom it. So large that you can't even picture it. You cannot imagine a ball of this size. Because if you could, then you'd understand how the ball works. You'd be like, oh, I get it. Makes sense. Right, here's your ball Earth. Can you see that okay? Okay, we're zooming in to the top location of this ball Earth, and I want you to see that this is why water lies level. This is why everything we build is level. This is how we treat the Earth like it's stationary and still, is because this is your Home Depot. It lies flat. And then the next Home Depot lies flat, and the next Home Depot lies flat. And the football fields lie flat, and every football field lies flat. And do you realize that we could just keep going on the sphere and nothing changes? It doesn't become more of a curve. It doesn't become more drastic of a curve. The only time that happens is if we want to stand way at the first Home Depot, which we never need to do. You'll never need to do this in your life. Never once will you need to stand at this Home Depot and measure the curvature to a distant spot. You don't need to do it. So there's no reason. Everywhere you are on the Earth is flat and level. The Earth is flat and level. Water finds its level. If these Home Depots flooded, where in there wouldn't be level? No, they're all level. They're all flat. And if you're wondering, well, what is this? It's just a straight line that you're drawing, Jaron. No, I'm sorry. What I'm showing you is the giant sphere, which is exactly the size that they say the Earth is. See this number here? 20,903,520. Do you know what that number is? It is the radius of the Earth in feet. So this is just the radius of the Earth in feet. 20,930,520. And if we pull back, now you see it deviate off that green line. And you're like, oh shit, it's a sphere. Now here's what you don't get. Everywhere on the sphere is exactly the same as this part. We would see the Home Depots the same. We would see the football fields the same. For every 660 feet, which is 2 football fields, there's 1/8 inch of curve. The Earth is so big and it curves so slightly that we don't even notice it. Now, if you don't think that that's, I think that's God. I think God gave us an Earth that is a giant sphere, but we don't need to treat it like that. We can treat it like it's flat. When we build bridges, we build them flat. This is why all the questions about, well, they don't build canals with the curvature of the Earth. Why would they? Imagine what you're saying. If we zoom into this, why would you build a canal with the curvature of the Earth? It doesn't even make sense. If you're building a canal, you would just build the canal level every place you are. So you would start here and you'd say, okay, let's build a canal. Boom, we move here, build more of the canal, build more of the canal. So at what point is it going to curve? Build more of the canal, build more of the canal, build more. Build more, build more, build more. And then when it's 70 miles long, flat earthers come along, they're like, yeah, but there's 700 feet of drop. Yeah, it's going from here to way the hell down here, and you're trying to say that there's 700 feet of drop, but we don't even care about that. It's flat and level the whole way. You just can't grasp it, and too bad. What are you going to do? It's that easy. You can laugh at gravity all you want because you just don't get it. You just don't get it. The earth is so big that things always go down where you're at. Down. Down is different for each person, but we don't notice that. Meaning this down, whoops. How can I zoom in? Thank you. So if you got this football field, you can laugh at gravity all you want, but if you look at this football fields, do you think that all these can tell that they don't have the same down? Because this one down is down towards the center of the earth. This one's down towards the center of the earth. This one's towards the center of the earth, towards the center of the earth. So they're not even on these lines, because if they went on these lines, they would never reach the center of the earth, right? Each line has to be towards the center of the earth, but it's still down. It's just, well, I guess it's parallel from here. It would be down this way, but if you backed out, watch how that becomes the same as the center of the earth. See that? Now it's the center of the earth. We just can't grasp size. You guys are used to things that are very small, I guess. Okay, let's look if there's any super chats or anything I need to look at, and then we're out of here. Oh, there's no super chats. All right, great. I think that they weren't on or something. Maybe. Could be it. All right, I'm out of here. I've had fun. Not really. I lied. I'm used to being called names now. I don't care. Bring it. It's not going to change the fact you will never wake up and the earth be flat. You will never wake up and the earth not be a ball. You can falsely believe things all you want. And you can blame me and you can call me names and say it's because I'm not Christian and only Christians know the truth. And by the way, it's not all Christians, because 95% of Christians know that the earth's a sphere. It's just you Christians. So just you 5% of Christians that have to take the Bible so literally that you worship your slave masters and that you treat them like Jesus Christ. If you don't, then you're not following the Bible. Okay? If you're not doing that, you're not following the Bible. Bible says slaves treat your slave masters as if they're God, as if they're Jesus Christ. So if you're not doing that, you go against the Bible. If you're not doing a lot of things, you're going against the Bible. The Bible says if you go against the government, you go against God. How many of you got the vaccine? If you didn't get the vaccine, then you went against your government, and you definitely went against God, and you will be punished for it. The Bible says so. And if you don't think that, then you make up your own version of the Bible, in which case, why are you following the Bible word for word if you're going to make it up yourself? The Bible is a book written by men. Wake up. Guys, do your own research, please. Okay, please do your own research. When you do, you will never again, well, that's not true. You'll never again believe that you can't tell the ground by what's in the sky. You absolutely, positively, 100% can tell the ground by what's in the sky, as long as the thing in the sky is a known entity like a measuring stick. Hey, why can we use a ruler as a measuring stick? Because it's a rigid thing that does not change. Why can we use the sun? It's also a rigid orbit that does not change. We can use it, and we do for everything. Our clocks, our watches are based on the sun. Can you tell what time it is by looking in the sky? I can. Much love, you guys. Please don't download the app. Please delete the app. And please face the facts. We live on a sphere. Peace.
Minute warning, the countdown has begun. You are just moments away from something second to none. You got just 5 minutes for the verbal samurai strikes. Garen steps in, turning dark into light. Philosophical combat with the tongue you can't contain. Slices through deception like a freight train to the brain. He saw the sun circle, there was no mistake. Incarnate truths are there for you to take. Stay ignorant, keep believing his tall tales, but the true story runs much deeper than conspiracy sales. He was blind, but his mind got stretched like space. Now he ride with the truth at a different pace. Ain't no shame in the growth, evolution's a must. He traded delusion for knowledge and trust. Always honest and sometimes right. Welcome to the home of the Mr. Friday Night. Friday Unplugged, don't sit too close or you'll get wet. You may think you have a choice, you don't. Bet you want truth, then buckle up tight. Ain't no fairy tales here, just real insight. Changing your mind with new info is required. Not worth crying over ideas that expired. Jared breaks the mold, no fold, bold soldier. Questions unfold, answers colder than that shoulder. Used to be flat, now it's visions in 3D. Used to say flatter, dark till he realizes it can't be. Unplugged, unfiltered, what you get's never bland. Truth in his hand, wisdom so grand. Chasing mysteries, disproving histories, no scam. Beat behind the curtain, he's the man with the plan. Jerry's the best, no second guessing or contest. Clever and bold, truth bulletproof vest. He heals from the best coast, of course, that's the West. Giving knowledge to the people, yeah, he's the blessed. Break the chains, expand your lanes, thoughts rain. Mind unbuckled, never shackled with the mundane. Paper of the way, never led by the vein. Jaren stays real, never plays the fame game. He's past the 10 mark, he's broke the mold. Unseen truths, ancient secrets unfold. Peering through the dark, he stands firm and controlled. A storyteller bridging time, both new and old. Unmasking lies, clearing skies for new eyes. Guts and grit, no disguise, breaking ties. Leaves conventional wisdom to be revised. Seek and conquer, always real and wise. He regrets being fooled, but not afraid to own his past. He left fire behind, yeah, he logged out fast. If you want to stay behind and believe in the lies, just keep thinking, you can't get the shape from looking in the skies.
Yeah. Friday night, the vibe just right. Always honest, sometimes right my plight. Weekend here, the hustle unwind. Kick back, chillax, leave the grind behind. F you to the stress, F you to the grind. F you to the worry, ease your mind. F you to the noise, F you to the hype. F you to the drain, we're living life. Unplugged from the chaos, remote control. Soul on pause, now I take the stroll. Breathing deep, city's heartbeat slow. Find my peace in the urban glow. F you to the stress, F you to the grind. F you to the worry, ease your mind. F you to the noise, F you to the hype. F you to the drain, we're living life. Honey in my tea, rhythm in my veins. Weekend remedy for weekday strains. Lyrics lace the night, moon spotlight. Unplugged symphony till the daylight. F you to the stress, F you to the grind. F you to the worry, ease your mind. F you to the noise, F you to the hype. F you to the drain, we're living life. F you to the stress, F you to the grind. F you to the